Hello, everybody. Welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where everything is made up and only the players' fun times matter. Tonight, I'm here with my favorite cast and crew: Alex playing King Jax, Patches playing Yaramir, Abby playing Adrian, Lucy playing Brynanwyn, and Sam playing Blossom on the Water. We're going to throw it over to Sam's recap that they were more than gracious to make, so we'll be right back.
No. Hey, Ma. We made it back home. Well, back to Theroboros, which is as close to home as I can get these days. I wasn't sure if we were gonna make it at all. We caught a ride across the ocean from Albion with our old friend Marsaurus, the brass dragon who helps the chapters out. He got us all the way to the island of Glittergold, but then he got sick. It's that damn rose disease. It's taken everyone away from us now. Adrian's kid, Bryn's family, even Bulin Yang is sick. Marsaurus attacked us as the disease took over his mind, and we had to cave in the entrance to his lair. Hopefully we can find a cure and swing back to help him soon. I'm sure you can imagine how happy I was to be stranded on an island in the middle of the ocean. Lucky for us, an old acquaintance happened to be at port and was willing to give us a ride to the continent. Her name is Persephone, and she and her brother Victor were at Hadmira's hammer way back when we fought a horseman of Agora there. They actually helped us win the fight. A little bit. It was definitely mostly us, though. Persephone was real nice to offer us a lift on their way from Glittergold to Stillwater. She didn't even charge us for it. King Jax was real grumpy, though. He and Victor didn't really get along when we first met. I thought King Jax was just holding a grudge about that when he started going off about vampires and Persephone enchanting me and Yaromir. But the next day, I realized he was right, about the enchanting at least. I mean, Persephone is cute and all, but definitely not worth spending any extra time on a boat, and the day before I was actually starting to think that maybe I should stay longer. I can't say that I appreciate being charmed too much, but I don't know if it was anything as nefarious as vampires like King Jax thinks. I mean, nothing happened. I do feel real bad that I didn't believe King Jax, though. I know that I was all bespelled, but I can tell I really hurt his feelings. I don't know how I'll make it up to him, but I'll have to think of something. I can't let him wind up hating me too. Like Breezy does. Last we heard from her, she lied to King Jax over Ascending about joining the chapters of Brass and being at the siege here. Fat chance she would ever join the chapters, but I wouldn't be surprised if she is in the area. You're the one who taught us to always hide our lies in the truth, after all. I could be wrong, I guess. I don't know if I want to be or not. We're at the hammer now and there's no sign of her, or the giants who've been controlling the city for months. Their forces have fallen back through the city into the Valley of Peace, where Agora's Bell is. Or was, if it really did break. The Wrong Turns and I are making our way there now, thanks to help from Nock and Bulin Yang, who know each other, by the way. Bulin is even on a first-name basis with Nock, though I don't think Nock appreciates that too much. His real name is Lawrence, by the way. Bulin is getting sicker, though. King Jax even had trouble using his magic, and Bulin said their whole clan is sick now. He said Daw and the rest of the Wandering Dust are okay, though. I'm scared it's got to do with that water contamination from the Concords, though, and they just don't know they're sick yet. We gotta find the bell as fast as we can and get back to hunting down a cure for this rose disease. Saving the world from Agora is all well and good, but frankly, if everyone I care about is dead by then, it was all fucking pointless. And I've wasted enough of my life already. Don't you go getting sick too before I find you, okay? I don't know what I would do if I lost you like that. Before getting to see you again. And I don't want to find out. Hang in there, Ma. Please? Love always. Your little moonbeam.
And we're back! Thank you, Sam, for that. Yes, so the party is inside of the Lawful Valley. Last week I called it the Neutral Valley, but it's actually the Lawful Valley.
I got alignment checked on the
Yep. The Lawful Valley is the entrance to one of Agora's 7 bells, where the 5 clans of dwarves have been sworn to protect them. No one has heard from the dwarves in quite some time, and the doors are now open, which has never been which has never happened before, frankly. And the party has entered inside, and they saw this Yellowstone temple and huts and houses that all these dwarves used to live in, and quickly realized that the stone below their feet was going to attack them. So they ran into the large temple at the apex of all of the large staircases, and they are now inside. Inside the chamber, there is a giant gap in the floor where hands and claws and talons seem to have crawled out from the depths. It goes farther than even your dark vision can see, and it just is pitch quiet, pitch black, and quiet down there. On the ceiling, on above you, gosh, I can't talk already. There's a mural of the 5 royal dwarves, the 5 royal clans, the original founders of this area. And behind them, a giant dragon with leathery black wings and the night sky depicted on them. So, wrong turns. This is where I hand it over to you.
That's dangerous.
Well, shit.
Ah!
Yeah.
that's
We're all
valid.
just like looking around like, yep.
This is great.
Fuck this place.
This is good. It's a good start.
I mean, we made it. What the hell were those things? Anybody know? Those
Do we have
scare
any
things?
idea?
You can make a nature check if you'd like.
I would
I'm
like
bad
to
at
make a
this.
nature
Here we
check
go.
with my plainest D20.
Oh, come on.
Rude. That's just
Suck it.
disrespectful.
Uh,
Well,
That's a very plain dirty 20.
Ooh.
the 13.
Okay, Kang Jax, you like to talk. You've probably conversated with some dwarves, maybe some artificers before that have made mechanical constructs that trigger similarly to a trap when intruders come in that are unwanted. You can assume that this is what they would call a cobble swarm.
I remember Uncle Cheeser was telling me about the
I miss
cobble
him.
swarms. Yeah, I was really stoned that night, but I do remember him talking about these cobble swarms. Nasty little buggers, they live in the stones. And, ugh, I'm just happy we're past that.
Damn. All right. Well, I mean, that one was on me, I guess. Probably should have been keeping my eyes out for, like, trap type things. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. Cobble swarms, they can evade the eyes.
I mean, I've never seen that before, so I guess I don't really even know how I would have noticed. But yeah,
So,
I'll try and keep a better eye out.
This is fascinating. Any ideas about the pit?
I was trying not to think about that, to be honest. Like future blossom problem, as far future as like the next couple of minutes, I guess. I don't know. It's creepy as fuck in here.
Yeah, I am not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm just keep thinking about how Nox's real name is Lawrence. That's kind of getting me through this right now.
Yeah, I don't think he really likes it though. I look to see if he says something again.
Oh, don't worry, old Larry can't hurt you.
All right, I'm not pushing my luck. That's up to you.
Chris, I don't
That's
remember.
all on you, KJ.
Was there another exit to this room? Or is it
Yeah, there is. The pit is about 20 feet across, and then there's a door that is not open on the other side of it.
Is there like a way around the pit, or is it from wall to wall?
It is wall to wall, and it is not a perfect pit. It looks like something has either come down into the pit or up from the pit. So it's just kind of like,
Knowing our luck, it's up
Uneven.
from.
it's a good guess.
I'm gonna use my a short sword,
Mhm.
never used in my life, and poke at it, see if the pit's an illusion or something.
You poke at it, and it goes right through into the darkness. You don't drop it or anything, but it's definitely real.
So I don't know what to do.
How big across is this pit?
It's 20 feet across.
And it was that's the sort of next doorway was on the other side, I guess.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But it's not a perfect pit. Is there any ledge still kind of around the room?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably... There's a few options. You could either try to jump it somehow, or you could, skirt on the edges, essentially. There's a little bit of, cobble kind of strewn together on the edges, but it's definitely not perfect, and it definitely looks a little rickety.
You can see to the other side, though, right? Well, I'm just gonna shadow step across.
Okay.
You leave the rest of us, why don't you?
I mean, I
Yarmir.
could probably climb. I don't know if my claws will hold onto these walls too well, but I don't know.
Can we
what to do
take
with the
like
rest
2
of you.
hours and make a rope bridge?
I'm pretty sure we left all of our rope at Marsaurus's
I
lair.
think so.
Yeah, I don't think we ever
I think
got
we
that
literally
far.
had to use all of it to get down
Oh,
the
this
cliff.
is gonna be a hard
We
dungeon.
did.
All right, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. You're gonna
Are
have
you
to
saying
toss
this
me.
dungeon was balanced around us having a rope?
Somewhat.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh,
Should have taken rope
Oh.
trick.
Oh
God.
shit! Alright, I got a ridiculous idea. Blossom will start unfolding her portable hole.
Yes.
Be
Okay.
like, alright, y'all. I mean, Yaramir can either shadow step across and carry y'all through in this thingy, or I can crawl, and climb along the wall, and y'all got a couple of minutes of air. Just, hold your breath real fucking good.
Oh,
Not gonna be
oh boy.
This
not
might
gonna
end
be too
poorly.
heavy for me
Yeah.
to hold that thing, will it? If you're all climbing into it.
Oh, no, it won't matter. There's, so much fucking booze in here, and, I can carry it around just fine. You'll be alright.
Well, I'm not getting across this thing any other way. I'm not strong. I can't climb. So here we
Oh, it's
go.
worth a shot. Yeah, go ahead and.
Here we go. King Jax is
There you
gonna
go.
jump in.
King Jax, make a charisma save.
I knew this was gonna
Yep,
happen.
I know, it's a terrible idea.
Ooh, I forget clerics are proficient in charisma saves for
Mhm.
some reason.
It's true.
16.
Okay, you're fine. The second you get into
proselytizing.
just a little Blossom, if you want to describe it, actually, that might be easier. What they see on the
Sure.
inside.
Freaking
So
wine cell.
I'll
It's a
drop it down
treehouse.
on the floor for all of you, and it's just this big perfect hole. I think it's 10 feet in diameter or something. And you drop down, and at the bottom there is this very speakeasy feel. Everything is crates, and it's like a college dorm speakeasy. Like everything is old used pilfered liquor store crates essentially that are
God.
propped up as furniture, and there's a
Ah.
lot of whiskey and wine bottles. A lot are empty, but there's a lot that are still in the crates, and as previously stated, Scream Hoarder is absolutely being used to prop up the main table.
God, that reminds me of what I
The
call
main crate table.
That reminds me of my alchemy lab back in college, as I referred to it.
So, King
I see
Jax.
Scream Hoarder, and I'm just like, oh, hello, baby.
I'm immediately
I think we're-
do I have to stop him? Like,
I
what?
think we're alone.
I think we're alone now.
Come here often.
King Jax, you hear the whisperings kind of get into your mind, and you kind of feel them crawl up your arm like it used to when you were wielding it, but something in you fights it off. Maybe it's that you're refocused now from Bulin talking to you and seeing his condition, but you know that you can do it without that now.
So, King Jack's like, I think we're alone now. And he lifts the sword, and then he's like, and Nox's real name is Lawrence.
I should have never told you all that.
No, it was
Oh, you should not have. No.
Best worst
That's what he's
idea.
using. It's like his little humorous bit that he's using to give himself a chuckle when things get tough.
It is.
We needed that.
King Jax
Uh,
grabs a bottle. Don't think she'll notice this going missing.
Her head is sort of poking down the hole and be like, all right, so just hold your breaths, y'all. I guess Yaromir, do you want to take him across? I think you'll be a little bit faster than me, and I think every second
don't-
counts right now.
I don't really have a problem with it, no.
All right, deep breaths, and I'll wait till everybody takes one, and I'll fold the hole up as quick as I can and pass it over to Yaromir and be like, go!
Alright, yeah, so I take the portable hole and shadow step across this gap.
Okay. So yeah, you lay it down. Everybody, the air comes back to your lungs as you take in your deep breath. It feels a little longer than it should, just because of the nature of not breathing.
Are they all right? I'm still across the other side. Blossom wanted to wait to make sure the jump worked.
Let me check. Yarmir will kind of set out the portable hole and stick his head down in there and make sure that there's not a whole bunch of corpses in there?
Nope.
Bryn would like to get out of the portable hole.
Yep, everybody looks back at you. Bryn's kind of like pushing her way past you already.
Looks like we have 3 alive in here.
All right, excellent. I'll be right there, and I'll start trying to like scale along the side, like Indiana Jones style.
Okay. Since
you
you have a
know,
climb
with my
speed,
claws.
you don't really have to roll for it.
Yeah.
So you manage to scale your way across. The door in front of you is a simple wooden door, but it has like gold studs along the frame all the way down it. It is not locked, and y'all can do what you want.
Well, I'm gonna give the hole back to Blossom
Ah,
first
thank
and
you.
foremost. 'Cause I don't
Appreciate
really
it.
have a use for it.
I'm suspicious. This feels too easy.
I mean, whoever already came through this way may have already like done a bunch of stuff. I mean, it doesn't look like this is exactly supposed to be here, and I like point back to the big old pit. Be like, maybe whatever they already did is what caused this, or maybe it was
Oh.
the bell breaking.
Well, what's
They
the
don't look
point
like
of,
dragon claws, do they? On the side of that pit.
They're not big enough.
Okay, thank God. Because I was gonna like, maybe we're too late and they already let Agora out.
I feel like that would be a little bit more catastrophic than we.
Yeah,
I think
I
we
feel
would
like
have
we
seen
would've
some
noticed.
ramifications of that already. Yaramir's gonna kind of inspect the door a bit and kind of, he's gonna jimmy the bolts a little bit on it with his hand.
I'll be like, wait, all right, whatever.
It opens right up.
All right. Hey, you didn't turn into a badger.
That
I
is
mean, that was the
positive.
other place, but I don't know. They got hands in the floor, so
I'm gonna toss my short sword through and see if anything descends on it.
Nothing happens.
yeah. Moving
Just,
forward, Blossom is keeping an eye out for traps.
Okay.
I don't want
Um,
to say it every 5 seconds.
yeah,
but
I
I'm
got it.
doing it.
I
Um,
retrieve my short sword.
Sure. Inside of this room is the same yellow stone temple, like interior. Fountain lies in the center. A door on the northeast and west wall, so 3 doors. The ceiling has the same artwork. It's a little different, but the centerpiece is the same as the last room. But this time, more dwarven people are depicted. Maybe the descendants of the original 5 royals. Seems like every family line kind of almost has the family tree on the ceiling. And it ends with 5 individuals on the ends right now. In the fountain's center is a statue of Estitia, the mother of dwarves and all creation. King Jax, this is actually almost a replica of the one that you just prayed at in Atheran the night previously.
Those are familiar.
Do we know which direction the bell is?
The whole place looks familiar.
You do
Kind
not.
of looks like we're walking in circles.
Do we see what other entrances into this like room are there?
There's 3 doors, northeast and west wall.
3. Okay.
Oh, north,
East, and
east,
west.
and west. So
Yeah, sorry. They're all labeled in Dwarvish if anyone reads it.
I
Can
cannot
I
read.
can't-
Hold on.
I think King Jax can, yeah.
I can. I took it because
Yeah.
I remember.
The door in front of you reads throne room in Dwarvish. The one on the right reads burial grounds, and then the one on the left reads dining hall.
All right, we got dining here, we got throne room here, and we got burial over here. And if I know anything about creepy areas like what we're in now, we're probably gonna want to avoid the burial hall.
Yeah,
I
I vote
mean-
for this throne room.
I
Oh.
guess.
yeah, we can start at the throne room. My guess is that's a dead end, and well, there's no sense in not checking it out.
Might as well. Maybe we'll find some clues for something. I don't know. I don't like this.
Nope.
It's too quiet.
Here we go. And I start walking through the door.
Okay. You walk into the room. It is a large square room, the same yellow stone floor, but this time there are gaps in the stone. They do not look like they were architecturally planned as much as they are old, decaying areas of the floor. Underneath of it is a running river, and you can see it kind of flow to the north, the same direction that you are traveling. But the thing that really catches your eyes in here is that the throne itself, in fact, everything in this chamber is completely overgrown. There's vines in and out of the stone, and on them are roses. And this
I fucking
entire.
knew it.
You look at the ceiling, and there's roses hanging down. On the throne, there is a giant bloom. And it's just this terrible scene that should be beautiful in any other context, but you know the ramifications of it at this point. And you hear a subtle laugh in all of your heads. It sounds like a young girl.
I don't like
Is it
that.
familiar?
It is not, but it is as creepy as I just laughed.
Does it sound like it's coming from somewhere or just like in the back of your mind?
It does feel like it's echoing from somewhere, maybe deeper into the area, but it's weird.
Okay.
It almost sounds like a sweet girl, but at the same time, in the context, it's creepy. But it's like a sweet child. It's kind of a weird juxtaposition.
It's like hearing a
Horror
kid laugh
movie,
in an
like,
abandoned house.
creepy.
She's
You're
a
like,
naughty
Yeah.
girl. I don't
you
trust
shouldn't
her.
be here.
Yep.
Horror movie child. I get it.
Essentially.
The sound of a child's laughter is the sweetest thing ever,
Hmm.
unless you're home alone.
Yep.
You don't have a child.
Kangjax and Bryn,
Running
with
into
your
playground.
passive perceptions here, the two highest, you do see that every once in a while one of the vines kind of moves and then it retracts a little bit.
Oh
when
no!
you
Oh
look
no!
towards
No!
it.
No! 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 No!
There is a
Yeah,
door
alright.
behind the throne.
These vines are moving a little bit. Adrian, you might want to get in lumberjack. You might
Yeah.
want to get to machete mode.
We went back up to the door. Stay outside this room for just a second. I'm gonna back everyone up until they're all outside the door and I'm standing in the door frame.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna light that shit on fire.
No, not again.
Oh, no.
Listen, this is what I do.
Go ahead and roll damage for whatever spell you want. You don't really have to roll to hit, but
I'm just doing my
cantrip.
cantrip firebolt.
Okay.
Is that 2d6 now?
2d10.
Hold on.
The D10s were.
Yeah, it should be
fireball.
d10s.
Oh, really?
D10.
I don't know.
It's been a minute.
Firebolt
Hold
is
on.
D10.
I know literally the least about 5e.
Kiki has firebolt, so it's
Yeah.
fresh on my mind.
Literally never listened.
12.
12 damage. Okay. You take aim and you hit the one right on the throne, and it kind of goes up and fire, immediately catching, and the entire thing, it's like a fuse that you've lit, and it goes on two separate sides, and it just snakes through the entire room, just columns of smoke. You hear the sounds of crackling and wilting as the rose smell gets ever more intensified, but it's mixed with this smoke now.
Well, I don't like that either.
Anyone have a spell to clear out the air? Because I don't.
I got nothing.
If I
I have
wanted,
no spells.
if I
Yeah,
wanna
none that
burn
help
a
here, at
I
slot-
think I got anything. Still kind of figuring the shit out, y'all.
If I wanted to burn a slot on like gust of wind or whatever. I
No,
could, but
let's
it's
not burn
worth
any
it.
slots.
I mean, it might be okay, right? Maybe just everybody hold your fucking breath again. I like you don't have to get into the hole, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of breathing in this rose shit.
Mm-mm.
No.
Seems
Maybe
like a
we
bad
just
idea.
close this door and go somewhere else then.
But there is another door on the other side of the room.
Yeah, well, do you want to go through that door?
I think we need to.
Yeah.
Where else are we gonna go?
Seems like that
Okay,
is
we have
forward.
two other doors that we could go through while this vents.
that's true.
That's possible. But I mean,
And if it doesn't vent,
the other
then we're
rooms-
not going to get through it anyway.
the other places were what? It was the dining and the cemetery, or the two? Wait, what? Burial? Was
Burial
that what it
ground.
was?
Let's why don't we take a quick trip to the dining hall and see what we can find in there.
See if we can find a snack.
Is that what you're doing?
I guess if we
Yaramir's
wanna
going.
To the
I don't
dining
know.
hall.
I don't know if I've.
Try and wait for it to air out, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, prop that door open so the smoke kind of clears.
This door is slightly ajar as you approach it. Not enough to notice without really getting close to it, but just a slight crack. You look inside and you see an elaborate dining room, clearly set for a recent meal. The food isn't still warm, but it isn't like decaying and gross yet, so it's pretty recent. There are, however, something else decaying in the chamber. There are 20 dead dwarves sitting at the table.
Ugh.
They have no clear visible wounds, but they are all dead.
Do they smell like roses?
They do.
Yeah.
Don't like this.
No.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, don't eat anything you find in here.
Yeah,
No.
it's alright. We got rations.
Yarmir's going to. Is it dark in there or is it well lit?
It's pretty dark. All the torches have blown out from the meal at this point.
Okay. Yeah, Yarmir's kind of
I
gonna
can go light them
Are there
again.
windows? I
keep
forget.
to
Were
the
we going down?
shadows and
There are no windows.
and sneak around. I'm gonna sneak around a little
Let's
bit.
sneak around. Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check. I'm sneaking around.
That is a character sheet I need to pull up here.
That is
12.
my character sheet.
Yeah.
So you kind of curve behind one of the pillars, and you get behind one of like the dead dwarven women who is kind of slumped over in her plate. But you think that you're being pretty stealthy. You're kind of clinging to the shadows of the room, but you just can't shake the feeling that something is watching you.
I don't like that.
It's just Yarmir gets that sense, or do we all kind of feel like that?
You all kind of feel like it, but it hasn't been until you open this door.
Yarmir will take out. I'm gonna take out my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of poke at one of the bodies that seems to be sitting up the most.
Okay.
And kind
There
of
is
try and knock it out of the chair.
Sure. There is there's an upright male dwarf wearing a crown of silver and blue sapphires at the head of the table. He is kind of slouched back in his chair like this, chest kind of laid sideways over top of it. He is probably the most alive looking, and you kind of poke him, and he does not move. But besides, your pressure you're exerting.
Yarmir is going to kind of. What are there any other is there like a door to a kitchen anywhere near here, or is it pretty much is this a one exit?
You sweep the room. There's no other exits or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head back to the entrance of the room that I came in.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, can I roll investigation to try and find I don't know, something of value?
Sure, go for it.
Even if it involves me going through people's pockets, I don't know. I don't want to. I didn't get shit off of that. That is a 2.
Okay, the only thing that sticks out is the Dwarven King's crown, silver and blue sapphires.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Pocket it.
Once again, want to note, not the rogue.
Yeah. Look. This is going to come up again later. I guarantee it. There's going to be some dumb shit puzzle that
Patrick
he
has
needs the
played too many of my
crown from.
combat campaigns.
So yeah,
No.
Yaramir's going to take that and kind of just hold it in an offhand.
Sure.
As he kind of not really. He kind of I'll secure the quarterstaff back on my back, and head back towards the entrance.
Sure, you got it.
I got the crown, but I don't think that's really what we're looking for here, is it?
What are we looking for?
I guess anything, really.
Bells, really, aren't we?
I mean,
this
primarily the bell, but why are we going through these extra rooms? We already found the way forward. I mean, aside from letting the room vent out a little bit before we go on.
I mean, we think we found the way forward.
Good
We haven't
night.
gone through that
We're
other
waiting.
door.
We're waiting for it to vent, unless you have some other idea as to getting through a smoke-filled room.
Yaramir, is that crown perhaps enchanted? It still looks to be in decent quality for having been here for so long.
That's the thing. I don't think these people have been here that long.
Hi.
Can I medicine
I
check?
check that shit
one of
out.
the
See why
bodies?
nothing has decayed here.
Sick mute, bro.
Yeah, I can't hear ya.
Why don't you both roll medicine checks for me?
Woohoo!
In case
Oh,
Jack's help.
okay. I
Sure.
need new dice.
Somebody can roll with advantage.
You do it, because I got a good roll. That's a dirty
Okay.
20.
I got a natty 1, so.
Oof.
So you have advantage, though, because Kendrix is helping out.
Oh, okay. Well, let me roll a 5 real quick. Oh, that's actually a lot better than a 5. That is a dirty 20.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Dirty 20s.
Thanks,
Kang
Boone.
Jax, Yarmir,
Kang
and
Jax.
Bryn, the three of you are kind of, now that Yarmir has poked a few of them, you're kind of like, okay, they're pretty safe. So you kind of walk up and assess them. As I said previously, there's no like stab wounds or anything like that. So you can kind of assess that they weren't like brutally murdered with swords, but they do all smell like roses. And in fact, you kind of, King Jax and Yarmir, you kind of peel back the bracers of one of them, and you see that he kind of has vines interwoven around his wrist.
And
Gross.
any sign of a reason they haven't decayed?
It seems pretty fresh, maybe in the past 3 days or so.
When was the last known reports of people living in this place? I thought it was
I don't know,
abandoned.
maybe in the last 3 days or so.
So they hold themselves up in these cliffs thousands of years ago, but it doesn't mean that they weren't alive the whole time, because they were the ones who were supposed to be watching the bell.
Okay. Wait, but people in here max 3 days, but there's holes in the floor in there that have rotted away.
Hmm.
I just didn't give a shit
Oh,
about that
no.
place.
Oh no, I'm just waiting for the just from deep within these caves.
Well, there's some shit here. What the hell crawled out of that pit?
Bell
A phantom.
Run, you fools! Fly, you fools!
Recognize anything about the weird, like, claws that were coming out of the pit?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Sorry, did we recognize anything about those weird, like, claws that were coming out of the pit? Did they, I don't know, maybe look remotely familiar?
I'm not saying they're tabaxi, but they are the size of like one of your claws, Blossom.
That's good.
Family reunion.
Like, did they remind us of, like, I don't know, maybe some, like, weird, creepy demon art we might have seen somewhere? Or,
Where we
like,
get
Yeah, you've
Rakshasa vibes.
you've seen
demons
demon
were maybe
claws.
rolling around a town for, no reason at all.
I'm really curious
You've seen
about
demon
how,
claws at this point.
how someone
Okay.
with backwards hands climbs a wall.
Carefully.
Backhanded up.
I mean, it's just a hand. It's just backwards, so you
I
could.
do want to remind everyone Thunder was a trapeze artist. Very confused. And impressed.
I mean, when you've got a lot of magic at your
But Abby,
side, you can pretty much do just about everything.
I thought it wasn't that they were backwards. I thought it was that they
yeah,
were.
they're reversed.
They're
just
okay.
reversed,
All
though.
right.
So the
Okay.
thumbs
Which
are
is
just
still
Well, I always took
technically
that to be
backwards?
reversed as backwards.
All right, that's it. I'm
Yeah,
looking at
I thought it was
Rakshasa
like-
art for
like
everyone.
around.
That's why when you go backwards in a car, it's called reverse, not backwards.
Reverse.
All right, what else are we
Now that
doing?
we're done.
Anyway.
Now that
Converse contrapositive.
now that we're done discussing Rakshasa physiology,
I feel like we all learned something today.
Well, it is kind of, I don't know, the demony claws don't make Blossom feel super great about the situation even more. Like, that's fun.
So we have one room that's got a bunch of dead dwarves and nothing else really important. We have one room that's currently smoked out. I'm thinking we take a quick stop at the graveyard and see what's in there.
I don't think we should go just hang out at the graveyard in the
I
burial
feel like
chambers.
that should be like last resort if we can't find a different route to wherever we gotta get.
I'm
Well,
not afraid
let's-
of graveyards. I will go.
Let's check out the smoke first
You might
before
not be afraid.
you scaredy pants start whining about going to the graveyard.
I just think we should.
How many
respect
people
the
have
dead.
you killed since I've known you? Graveyard should be nothing new for you.
Fine, let's go look at the burial chamber.
Bryn will lead the way.
I don't recommend that you lead the. Wait, never. I think we should
God.
put Adrian in front.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bryn, but kind of a nerd. Kind of squishy.
Squishy nerd.
I mean, in fairness, Shield Mom could pick her up with one hand. She's small. She's not strong.
This room is locked.
No.
Blossom!
Hey, yeah, alright. Hang on.
Cattail.
Just because
I
you're
know,
not a
hang
steely
on.
rogue doesn't mean that you're not a lockpicky rogue.
Well, I mean, yeah, I just like to find out what's in stuff. All right, first I would actually also like to check for traps, because if
Sure.
it was locked, maybe, they have something against people plundering their fucking burial
Sure.
ground.
I mean,
That
I already
seems reasonable.
took 1 crown.
Investigation, yeah.
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, there's an alarm spell traced along this door frame.
Ooh, there's definitely an alarm, magic-y alarm on here. I don't think there's anything I can really do to get rid of it. Bryn, KJ, y'all got
Do
anything?
we just
I mean,
I
maybe
could
whoever
reach the
cast
door
it
and run
is
in quickly?
dead.
Reaching?
Because if everyone here is dead, maybe there's nobody who will even know if the alarm goes off.
Yeah, an alarm doesn't do much to anyone
Oh.
who can't hear it.
Well,
Wait.
if the caster of the spell had died, then it probably wouldn't still be up.
There we
Oh.
go.
Well, you can enchant shit and have it keep going once you die.
That is
How
true.
the hell does he have that one sword then? Is that person
No,
still
I mean,
alive?
this is true.
I have a very
don't know.
basic understanding of knowledge. I'll leave the specifics to you, but
I've got nothing to take down the alarm system.
I could dispel it, but that would use a slot that I'm not sure.
I
want
could just
to-
shoulder check it and we'll cross
Well,
that
I mean,
bridge
I
when
can
we
still
come to
try
it.
to pick the lock, but the trouble is the alarm. If we care about if whoever
Yarmir's
made
gonna
it
go back and
is
check
still
the room that
around.
we smoked out.
Hold on.
It's subsiding.
All right, Blossom, unlock the door slowly.
I don't see what difference that'll make, but all right, King Jax. I will unlock the door slowly.
Fat loot might be ahead.
Lock picking.
Gucci big money
Ooh.
dollar bucks.
That's going to be a 28.
28 opens up nice and easy. You do, as you kind of open it, or try to at least, you do feel that there is something kind of barricading it as well. You could probably push past it pretty easily without like a check, but just know
Okay.
that someone has tried to barricade it from the inside.
Yeah.
From the inside.
There's something blocking the door a bit.
Is it my time to shoulder check it now?
Does it feel like furniture?
Like a bench, yeah. It's maybe some stone.
All right. I'll sort of start like trying to push it. I'm not like super weak. My strength is a 10, but it's nothing impressive. It takes me a minute.
Yeah, you push past it.
Adrian could probably just be like, boop.
You push past it. It's actually what is a few stones from the ceiling have fallen and kind of sat behind it. So it opens up into a long half-moon shaped hallway that curves around into a center room. It's an indoor burial chamber, which is a little weird. Not the weirdest thing, but
Well, I mean, all of their stuff is indoors, so I guess that makes sense enough.
true. And you
I
walk
say
in.
to my internal monologue.
There are 6 pillars, and there are no signs of graves in the room.
Yeah, see, it's fine.
There be dead people in a
Yeah.
burial?
I don't
This
think
is
I don't think the
definitely
dead people
corpses.
made it to the burial thing. I think all of the dead people who do the moving of dead people are themselves dead. And I kind of wave
But there
the crown
have been
around in my
generations
hand.
of dwarves in this temple. There should be urns or something, epitaphs, anything.
Anyone able to see invisible shit?
King Jax, go
No.
ahead and make a religion check for me.
Religion check. Oh boy. 12.
That's enough. Often in my setting, the more religious folk would bury people in tombs on the ceiling with a stake through their heart as to not reanimate after they are dead.
Hey,
The
remember how we
vampires?
You look
Maybe-
up, and there are thousands and thousands of tombs, King Jax.
This is the worst thing ever.
Hey friends, taps Adrian on the pauldron. Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
Look up.
Oh,
That is the last. That's one of the worst things you can look up and see.
why did you tell
I'm
me
gonna
to do
stop
that?
looking up now.
Me too.
Well, everyone was like, where are the dead people at? Well, there they are.
Oh, there were dead people in the last one too. I'm not that worried about dead people.
I mean, it's more the things that, like, worded and don't stay that way.
Well, I guess it's a good thing they put the
Valid.
stakes through their hearts then. Here.
Yep. They're not gonna, like, fall or something, right?
Not unless you hit him with something. Why, do you want him to fall?
No, did you not? Tone, man.
I'm not used
Okay.
to deciphering tone. I only really have one tone of voice.
This was fascinating, but not particularly useful. To the other
Yeah,
door.
I don't think there's another way out here, right?
There is not.
I
Back
would
to the
like-
throne room for me.
That is a...
Yep, I'm like power walking behind Bryn. Totally not scared. Definitely not freaked out.
I, Lucy, had a visceral reaction. Bryn didn't. Interesting.
It happens. Sometimes you just run your dead people up to the ceiling. Shit happens.
As you do, you know.
So you return to the central chamber here, and the fire and the smoke has kind of subsided. You can see the other door frame. It's not an actual door, so you can see right through it. It's just the outline. And you see like a nice little foyer type area.
I
think
someone
it's
else wanna
safe
go
for us
first?
to proceed now if
I guess I'll
that's something we're looking for.
Okay, can I get a
Take-
marching order, please?
I'll
Armor
go
will take
second.
point.
taking a look for traps and stuff too. So
Can we put Adrian first? I don't want to die.
I just said I'd take point, but if
I
Adrian wants
thought
to go first, then
Blossom
by
was
all
gonna
means.
check for traps as we went.
yeah, if I'm looking for
Gonna
traps,
hit.
I think I have to be point.
All right, so
I'm-
Blossom,
I mean,
Blossom-
I could be
Behind you.
looking for traps a little ways ahead if y'all want to
Blossom,
like trail, and then if I
Adrian.
fuck up,
Yarmir,
All right,
Bryn,
one at a
Kate
time,
Jack.
people. I've got everyone's like trying to talk at once here. One at a time. One at a time.
Yarmir, Bryn, King Jax. Okay, Blossom, go ahead and make an investigation check as you creep through this
Alright.
room.
I don't like it. All right, 16.
16. You are kind of being very sure-footed as you cross through this throne room. You do notice that none of the vines have survived this. It was, as I described, quite like Bryn lit a fuse and it spread across the entire room. There are no traps, and the door frame looks pretty much untrapped as well. You kind of check for the same alarm spell, and there's nothing there.
All right. I'll turn and give everybody the thumbs up, and I'll open the door and take a peek. See.
Okay, you walk through the door frame. It is a small landing spot. The walls are still entangled with these burnt, crispy vines now, as Bryn has disposed of them. Old couches with a few layers of dust. A small altar of a beautiful woman that you all recognize as Estisha. She has dark, beautiful skin, dark blue, beautiful hair, and blue eyes standing beneath a waterfall. Stairs go down to your right and curve around to the right as they descend underground.
All right. I guess down we go. Hey.
Yarmir's gonna take the crown and put it on top of Estisha's head for safekeeping.
Okay, she looks nice.
She looks
Regal.
nice.
I
mean,
will
it seems
say
appropriate.
also with your 16 Blossom, this
Yeah.
is not something that you triggered as much as something that you notice with this check. From behind you, in the central chamber where the deep pit was, you just happen to glance over your shoulder for a second and you see this slow-moving green mist ascending from the pit. And it soon spreads out into the central chamber, and it seems to be coming towards you all.
Did it look like, I don't know, any other anything that we may have seen in like the area?
No, but the rose smell mixing with the smoke, it seems to balance out a little more towards roses again.
Okay, all right. Y'all, I think we gotta fucking hurry. And I'll point towards the cloud. Be like, I think it's spreading or
Oh, no.
following us.
No.
I don't like it. I think we gotta go.
Nope, not good. All right, let's go.
We should go. Yep.
Yep. All right. Double time, downstairs.
You go running down the stairs, a little panicked. Blossom, you can't help but look over your shoulder again as you're the first down the stairs, and you see that the cloud is spreading a little quicker now, and a little quicker. It seems
Really
to
don't
be
like
gaining
that.
speed.
Ajax, now might be the time for that gust of wind.
When do I learn purify air?
As you round these stairs and descend down underground, you come to this room. It is roughly oval-shaped. It has bluish-green luminescent fungus growing all along the top of the cavern. 6 large trees go from the floor to the ceiling. There is an exit on the other end, and there is a shallow layer of stagnant, blackish water. There is one in the center, and there's a puddle here and there. This room, the trees seem to be moving and crawling with something. Those of you with the higher passive perceptions notice.
And
I
Does
need
it
you
look
all
like the
to roll
trees-
for initiative.
it is actually ants. Shit.
I was
All
gonna
right.
No.
Does any of this Go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying 16. You can ask a question.
Sorry, I was wondering if any of these plants kind of remind us of that time that we were in that temple and we all got attacked by a bunch of plants. Does it give us that kind of sense or
Not
something
really.
else? Okay.
I had a 10.
Okay.
19.
11.
And
That's
a
so
19.
low.
Man, the fire's going near the front for once.
That's really bad for Blossom.
Bryn said 10.
Yep.
Yarmir? 4. Big 4.
A big 4.
Alright,
Like,
let's
I don't
roll
have
for
any
the
dice
bad
that roll
guys.
well. It doesn't matter if they're virtual, expensive, cheap.
Gotta use Chris's invisible dice where you just.
Yeah, exactly. 8 every time, just 8s. Maybe I'll get the one that we kicked under the.
Oh my god, we should return. Does Cam still? No, he doesn't. We should go
No.
back and get that,
So
though.
we'll just break in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about breaking and entering on stream, y'all.
Yeah, we didn't say we were gonna do it. Okay,
We're just
so
saying we were gonna.
We do not endorse breaking and entering.
allow
Despite what
me.
the actions of our party may suggest.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's all-
that
it's
was
all
hardly
in-game.
the worst thing that's been said.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a fancy map?
There is.
Oh,
I'm
we
going
do
to
have-
throw it up.
Oh gosh.
I was like, that's the Dryad's Den. That's not where
I
we
want to be
are.
there. That's home.
I know. Can we go to there
Safety.
instead?
All right, so y'all are on this end of the chamber. So you watch as these things unfold from the trees. They're
Ugh.
humanoids, but they're bandaged, and these green bandages kind of drip with acidic, green liquid. Along with that, there's these small blue and green bugs that are descending in swarms out of all of these trees. Behind you, you see that the top of the stairs that you just descended are now filling with the poisonous gas as well, coming down towards you all. Adrian, you're up first.
Yes!
Lucky you.
Wait, what?
Yep.
The fighter's going
Finally.
Hey,
first?
she crushed it. I don't know what to
That's
tell you.
embarrassing.
Well, let's find out how far it is to get to this thing. I can make it! Ha ha ha! I'm gonna go to the nearest buggo.
All right.
Looks real weird, and I'm gonna smack it.
All right, go for it.
You smack that bug.
Smash it, Shield Mom.
Smash
I'm
it.
trying.
Yeah.
Hit
Yeah,
it.
kick his ass. Yeah.
Doing my best.
Yeah.
The 15?
15 hits.
Yeah, kick his ass. Yeah.
I'm working on it. 12.
These things are nasty. 12 damage. Okay. You take your shield and you just kind of bash it through the
Oh, they're
swarm, and about 12 of them just fly off dead and splat against the ground. A few of them in this black ichor pool in the center. Next attack.
Yes. That one is higher than before.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't want to do math.
Fair enough.
Mood.
9.
9. Okay. 9 more of these bugs just kind of splat against your sword and shield as you're just tearing through the center of the swarm. The rest of you are kind of like, holy shit, Shield Mom's pretty cool.
I would like to imagine
Like this
that
is news.
Yeah.
I'm just taking my shield like a giant fly swatter.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Okay, anything else? Bonus actions?
No.
Okay. It is the Venom Mummy's turn.
Wait.
Oh, I don't
Could
like
you
that at
repeat
all.
that?
The Venom Mummies.
I want my mummy.
Here come the mummies.
These 3 humanoid figures fold out, and they just give you this dull, dead inside look as their eyes kind of look at Adrian. And now I need to pull up their stat block,
No, Shield Mom!
because I'm pretty sure they're very slow. They are very slow. Okay. Oh, that one can make it. You watch as this corpse-like figure just ambles towards Shield Mom, slowly but surely, and it is going to take a slam attack at you. That sucks. 15? Yeah, okay, you just bat it across with your shield again as you're in the middle of this swarm. That is that one's turn. This one's going to move its 20 feet, and this one's going to start moving towards the center of the chamber, towards the rest of you.
Oh God.
Come
No,
at me,
no,
I'm
no, no. I
invincible.
don't like this
It
at all.
just slack jaw open wide. This venom just drips from its head bandages down to its torso.
Are these undead?
Oh
I mean, they're
yeah,
mummies, so I'm guessing
Oh,
yes, but
very much so. King Jax, you are up
God.
next.
Oh, speaking of
We haven't
undead,
rested or
Mr.
anything.
Cleric.
Yeah. What about?
Wanna-
Oh
you
yeah, I
wanna,
could do that.
yeah.
I could do that. All right.
Kairos is screaming in the distance.
All right. The shield mom, are you okay up there, or do you need my assistance?
I'm doing just fine. SWAT.
All right, I'm gonna run up here.
Okay.
Oh wait. Hold on. I'm gonna take that move back. I'm being that player.
That's fine.
Card latest card played. Do it.
All right. We're gonna move to like right here,
Mhm.
and Kane Jax is gonna pull out his incense burner, and he's gonna take this glowing blue herb, and he's gonna throw it in there, snap his fingers to light it, and he's gonna say, "In the name of Bulin, I banish you, undead creatures!" And I am going to use my channel divinity to turn the undead.
Nice.
And can you get all of them?
As long as they're in, it's 30 feet. That's such a lame range.
Uh,
Each undead that can see or hear you within 30
yeah, you
feet.
got all 3 of them. The bugs are
Oh,
not
really?
undead, but the 3 other ones are.
I need them to make wisdom saving throws.
You got it. They're really wise. That's a 4, a
No.
6, and a 17.
The 17 passes.
Okay, so the back one, and they're frightened of you or destroyed? I forget
If the
what
creature
level.
fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. A turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions.
Got it.
For its action, it can use only the dash action to try and escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. I think
Very
I get
cool.
the destroy. Either I get it later, or that's a different cleric that gets
I was
destroyed.
gonna say,
Gotcha.
no, I think they all get destroyed.
everyone gets
undead.
destroyed
Yeah.
undead because it's just
You may
another
have just
part
not
of
hit the right
Torment.
level. I forget what level it happens.
And it's like it's a weak level to start.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you can only do like up to CR2 or something.
Right,
Yeah.
so
It
King Jax,
starts
you
at, like, a
watch
quarter.
as this frost energy comes out of your sensor and just spreads to these 2, and you see their slack jaw and their like intense eyes turn to fear. And they're not fast creatures, but they instantly start like tripping and fumbling away from you.
Huh.
At 8th level, destroy undead CR1.
all right. Then I
They're
should have
higher
it.
than that.
Yeah, but then it
Yeah.
should be listed in my thing, but it's not, unless I have to like
Weird.
scroll down.
That's all good. They're higher anyways. Bonus action?
I don't think I really have a bonus action. I could cast a spell, but we're not going to yet. We don't need it. I'm gonna just finish out my movement to join Adrian.
All right, Blossom, you're up next.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my rapier and dagger and race over to this buggy and take my attacks. It's
Go for
gonna
it.
be with my rapier first. That's a 16 on the die, plus 9.
Yeah,
So
that hits for sure.
That'll hit, yeah.
Yeah.
13 on the rapier, and nobody else is around me, so I get sneak attack because swashbucklers are rad. And 15 sneak attack. Damn. That was my main action, and I will bonus action attack with my dagger.
Cool.
That's just it's just a 12 to hit. So probably not.
That misses actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will use the rest of my movement to back off again because I attacked it. You cannot make another attack at me.
Got
I'm
it.
just like backing back up to where I was.
So you take your newly enchanted rapier and you just ram it through a whole horde of bugs, kind of like a skewer. And there's just a bunch of gross bugs on the floor underneath of you now, and you're kind of cleaning off your new sword as you back up.
Hey, gross!
All right.
Bugs.
Bryn, you're up.
First thing, Azil hisses and flicks out of existence.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna move up here and firebolt the bugs.
Go for it.
Oh, that's an 18 plus 7. So.
Oh, yeah.
$13 points of fire damage.
13. Okay. You get the sense that fire is a little stronger than usual on these guys, and the rest of the swarm just goes up in smoke. You kind of shoot your firebolt off of Shield Mom's shield, and it bounces off into the swarm, and they just evaporate.
Nice. That's it.
Okay. Yarmir? Or no,
Hell
sorry,
yeah.
Scarabs are up first.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't see them.
Dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, I know. Blossom,
I know I rolled a
as-
4, but you gotta be nicer.
Blossom, as you turn tail and run away, you see that the swarm is not done with you, and they just continue to fly after you.
Ah, shit!
I need to really get this stat block down. Okay, I need
My health is
you-
still low from the last fight, too.
They're going to just take a bite attack at you.
I mean, I'm not super low, but I'm only at
That's
30.
19 to hit.
That'll hit. My AC
Okay.
is 17.
Okay, you take 7 piercing damage. And I need you to make a DC 15 Dex save.
Dex save.
All of the rogues in
Ah,
chat
13.
are screaming
I missed
evasion,
it.
by the way.
13. You see that a few of the scarabs actually latch onto your rapier, and you look down at it, and you don't think it's magical anymore.
Well, that was a waste of money.
You see that the gold line in the center flickers and fades, and it just looks like it did before that again.
Ah, shit!
And you kind of shake off the rest of the bugs. That's the end of their turn. The rest are just going to fly up towards Adrian and Bryn and just kind of this general vicinity, but they can't quite get there. And then Yaramir, now it's your turn.
Woohoo! The mighty 4. All right. I'm gonna run up towards this guy, who's frightened,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Cool.
The old right
No,
hook.
no, that'll end the turn effect. No.
Yeah, I can beat his ass. I'm fine.
I can
I can
beat
take
his
it. I'm
ass.
invincible.
I'm invincible. That is a
Invincible.
16 plus 6, 22.
Yep.
Right on. Oh shit! Dirty dice. Oh god. I roll one of them good, the other one's bad. That's a hot 4.
Hot 4. That does not hit.
No, the
Oh.
damage is 4.
I was like, how'd you roll a 4 at this level? Okay, 4 damage. You punch him in the back of the head, and the jaw kind of goes sideways, and it just turns around and looks at you, and everything snaps back into place.
And yeah, and I'm going to martial arts extra unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Cool.
That's not gonna hit because that's a 5 total.
How'd you roll a 5? Okay.
I rolled a 2 and I've got a +3.
What? Use your proficiency bonus, too.
Yeah, I did.
And your strength?
Yeah.
What? What?
Hold on.
No, you didn't.
Oh, sorry, +6. I'm looking at damage. My
Oh,
bad.
I was like,
I mean,
holy
it's still an
sh-
8.
Okay, that still misses, but I was like, holy crap.
Yep. And then a second attack for the uppercut.
'Kay.
Oh, that's much better. That is a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
And then damage for that is 7.
Okay,
And
7
that's-
more as you just uppercut it under the chin, and it kind of staggers back a few feet and just slowly crawls towards you again.
And Yaramir's gonna kind of shake his hand off a bit, crack his knuckles, and get ready for a good old dust up.
Okay. Next up is lair effects. You all see at the beginning of the staircase now, the poison cloud has crept right up to Blossom. I can't get it to just be there, but no, it stops at Blossom right now, and next turn it'll be where it's at. So I'll give you guys a little meta on where it's going next turn.
Is the frog the poison cloud?
Yeah, just as the
Okay.
token. Yeah.
Nice.
The big green circle. Okay, another layer effect this turn. I need everyone wearing heavy armor to make a strength check.
First of all, no. Second of all,
No.
I mean,
Uh,
18, but rude.
Nice.
yeah, 18. Rude.
Perfect. You didn't want to roll high. Spoiler. The two of
Oh.
you feel the ground under you shake a little, and you plant your feet instinctively, but the weight of your heavy armor sends you right through the floor. Both of you are tumbling through this into this pit. You both take you both
I
take
fell into the pit.
you take
The
4
pier.
bludgeoning, so 1 bludgeoning for both of you. Um,
Heavy armor mastered.
And you both
Yeah, that's what
land.
got you there in the first place.
You land next to each other about 30 feet, or I'm sorry, 20 feet down, and there's scarabs crawling all over you. These same little
no.
bugs are just all over your armor and shields and swords.
Smash! Smash!
And I won't represent that on the map, but just know that it's a 20-foot climb out of there.
Ugh.
Top of the order, Adrian, you're up.
I guess I'm gonna climb out.
Imagine wearing armor. This post
Do
made
I?
by,
I'm
Monk
assuming I have to
King.
do like an athletics check for that.
Yep, and they're going to take an attack of opportunity at you.
Aww.
Yeah, I didn't roll well. It's okay. 13.
21 to climb out. 13 does not hit me.
Cool, yeah. 21, you're all the way back at the top now. You used your movement, but other than that, you're right there. You still have your action.
Oh, cool. Then I'm just gonna keep attacking stuff.
Okay.
Wait a second. Oh yeah, there's something to the left of me. Right of me.
Yeah, there's
Whatever way that
a
is.
there's a mummy and there's a scarab swarm next to you.
I'm gonna attack the mummy,
Okay.
and that's going to be a 25.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
6. No, 7.
7
Damn it.
damage.
Second attack. Higher than that last one.
Yep.
Don't want to do math.
Fair enough.
8.
8 damage. Okay. You're just slice into this mummy from behind. It's kind of running away from King Jack still, and you take the cheap shot and just carve up some of these old gross bandages.
I like to imagine that I just like fell down a hole and I was like, oh, all right, climb back up. It was like, well, back to it.
Back to work.
The mummy is no longer turned then.
Okay.
Oh.
All
Sorry.
right. And the mummies are up. They are both going to turn around, not afraid anymore, and attack Adrian and Yaramir.
Come at me.
They are going to use their venomous fist ability. That was a
Are
pretty
you
good one.
saying they quite literally cast fist?
They do. That's a 23 on Yaramir and a 19 on Adrian.
Oh, that's
Ah,
mean.
Suck it.
No, yeah, that hits me.
Okay, Yaramir, you take 10 necrotic damage,
Gross.
and I need you to make a con save.
Also gross. Alright, con save. Show me the money. 6.
I love watching Patrick roll. You roll a 6. This mummy grapples you around the head, and it just breathes this poisonous breath at you. This green cloud emits from it. You are poisoned for the next minute. So everything you do is at disadvantage, basically. Okay, King Jax.
I'm in the hole.
You are in the hole. 20-foot climb. And an
Can I
attack of
climb out?
opportunity.
Who's attacking me?
The scarabs that are crawling all over you.
But the ones next to me are dead.
Yeah, there's more
You're
in the bottom.
in the
of
pit.
Oh, they're in the pit. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry.
You fell into the pit, man.
I misunderstood where the scarabs were. My bad. My B. Alright, I want to climb out.
Go for it. Make an athletics check.
That is... Oh, God. 25.
Oh yeah, easy enough. Same as Adrian, you just climb right out of there. The scarabs miss you as well. They're crawling all over your legs, and you just kind of fling them off back into the pit. And the fallen earth is kind of sealed up a little bit as it keeps collapsing on the inside. Rest of your turn?
I'm gonna move here. Yeah, I'm gonna move here and smack the mummy since it's no longer turned.
Smack it.
Smack the mummy. And I'm gonna use my thingamajig to let me deal bonus damage.
Cool.
I can't think of what it's called. It's a cleric feature. I don't know.
It's called
D.
bonus damage.
It's a 1d. It's a plus 1d8. That's all I know. That is a 16 plus 7. It's going to hit because it's 16 plus 7.
Yeah, their armor class is 11, so
Okay.
they're pretty easy to hit.
Bonus damage is going to be thunder.
Cool.
So that is going to be 11 bludgeoning plus 2 thunder damage.
Okay, that's enough. Describe your kill.
Yes! So Canejax is just going to climb out of the hole, kicks his scarab off, smacks it with the hammer, runs forward and jumps a little bit, vaults off of Shield Mom's shield and just comes bringing the hammer down. He just, ah! And the hammer just lets out this thunderous boom as it's surrounded by a crackling thunder cloud as he brings it down on the mummy, pancaking it.
Yeah.
I can talk.
The rest of you looking at this, you've seen King Jax do some pretty amazing things, but he is on a whole new level right now. He is very driven. In fact, on the top of the ceiling, you see a little crack just due to the thunder and the noise that he just created.
Divine Strike, that's what it's called.
All right. Blossom, you are up. You see this cloud of poison behind you. The scarabs are swarming all over you.
Alright, so the poison hasn't actually reached me yet?
No, it's right up to you. Like, right behind you.
Shit! I'll just sort of slash with my main action and my bonus action at the scarabs, like, on my way to getting the hell away from the the thing, the poison. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die for the rapier attack.
Yeah, definitely.
My sneaks. Okay, that's going to be 10 damage from the 11 damage from the rapier. And 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 sneak attack.
Oh yeah, describe your kill.
This like swarm of bugs. Blossom's just seriously like more freaked out by the poison than she is like grossed out by the like swarm of bugs, and just sort of like runs through them and like slashes like at whatever is left as she goes, and they just sort of like fall around her. And she is using the rest of her turn to get away from the poison.
Okay.
My full movement.
Cool. All right, Bryn, you're up.
I'm going to firebolt the little bug right in front of me.
Cool.
Oh, I need to roll the hit first. I forget that I need to do that. 16?
16 hits.
10 points of fire damage.
Okay, doubled to 20 because they are vulnerable. You watch as you just hit this shell again, and like they just start swarming each other, like trying to put out the fire, kind of working as a cohesive unit, but they just can't. They're already a very diminished swarm. Anything else?
If I back away, will they get an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Then I will stay put.
Okay.
That's it. That's
All
my
right.
turn.
Scarab swarms are up. They're just going to take a bite attack at Shield Mom and Bryn. That's a 19 on Shield Mom and a natural 1 on Bryn. So you watch as this swarm of bugs comes at you again, Adrian, and you just bat them away. Bryn, they come at you, but they're too busy panicking from being on fire to actually do anything. Yarmir, you're up next.
All right. Yarmir time.
Can never hit me.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep swinging at him.
Okay.
So this is a jab for 24,
Yeah, definitely.
which does a solid 7 bludgeon, or I guess magic damage with key empowered, but a 7 damage punch.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Cool.
So that is 1 hit and 1 miss.
Okay.
It was an 18 and a 2 on the dice, so guessing the duality of man here.
Yeah.
So, and then that's another 7 damage.
7 damage. It goes down. You punch it in the back, and the bandages just collapse in on itself, and it's just this pile of bones and bandage.
I probably should have been rolling those with disadvantage, huh? Oh well.
Oh, well, you would have hit anyways if we're going disadvantage, then the first one would have.
Right, yeah.
Then you could have used the 18. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, well, that notwithstanding, I'm going to run over here, and that's my turn.
Okay. All right, lair actions. The cloud advances now to where the green circle is. Kangjax and Yarmir, it is licking your tail as like this cloud of smoke is right behind your head. Like you can kind of feel the dense atmospheric pressure.
If you drew a green circle, we can't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you put it on the jam.
I don't
there.
see it.
I drew a little helpful poison cloud last time.
Yeah, it's frowny and sad.
I don't know why you can't see it. Hold on.
I got you.
There it is. There.
That was
Hey.
me.
Yeah.
It has an aura on my screen, so at least the audience can see. So enjoy, audience. So it is like right behind you as you kind of feel it around your head. You smell this rose, and the rose is kind of mixing with sulfur from being down below ground, and it's just a really unpleasant juxtaposition of smell. And that is all for this turn. So Adrian, top of the order, you are up again.
I want to use my maneuvers, but I'm afraid that there is going to be way more rooms in this dungeon. You're not denying it.
This is the boss battle. Just some bugs.
I knew it.
Bugs
The
and
boss is
mummies.
gonna be bugs. Okay. I don't hit on the first one because I rolled a 3 flat. Yeah, both of those are under a 10.
Yikes, yeah. The AC is 11, so you're just trying to hit through the bandages, and it's just kind of battering away with its slam attacks at you lazily.
I'd like to imagine that like the sword gets like wrapped up in the bandages. I'm like, hey, give it back.
It's not quite sharp enough to pull it back through. All right, then the mummies are up. They're just going to take a lazy strike at Yaramir, who just ran in front of them. They are not very creative and will attack whatever moves last. That's a 8 on Yaramir.
God bless. 8 does not hit.
I found the number. All right, that is their turn. Kangjax, it is back to you.
Oh, beans. The cloud that gets closer. We need to get them moving. Kangjax is gonna move. I'm gonna incur. Is this a pool of water in the middle here?
Yeah, it's like black and kind of ichory.
I don't know if you want to go through that.
5, 10, 20, 25. And then I'll attack the bug. I'll incur that attack of opportunity from this mummy here.
Okay. It's a 9.
Yeah, no, that don't happen. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action for Divine Strike, and I'm gonna try and hit this buggo swarm here.
Yeah, go for it.
13?
That misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know how a giant maul misses a cloud of angry bugs, but it does.
They just do the.
Okay, if that's it, Blossom is up.
Oh boy. Let's see. I'm going to move towards. This is a mummy, I think, below me, right?
It is, yes.
Over
It's kind of
here.
wrapped around the tree, vines kind of across it.
All right, I will run towards that guy, and take a whack with my rapier. And she is sad when she remembers that it's no longer magic-y.
Sad.
Sad. That is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And that's going to be just 4 piercing, but I guess not magical anymore.
Sad.
And 20 sneak attack, though.
Jeez, yeah, that thing instantly falls to your blade as it's kind of regenerating from the tree. You walk up and just slash the vines around it, and it just falls back into the tree, like kind of becoming bark
Ooh.
almost.
Awesome. Let's see. Do I have enough movement? Yeah, I'll use my bonus action, I guess, for now, just to dash over to help with these guys on my next turn.
Okay,
But that'll be all I can do for now.
cool. Bryn, you're up.
Okay, it's worked for me so far. I'll fireball the bugs.
Hey, you gotta stick with what works.
13 plus 7, so.
Yep.
Oh, 16.
Oh yeah, just like the vines in the previous room, these things go up in smoke and evaporate around it, and they just fall into this pond of black ichor in the center. So they are gone.
Then I'm gonna get a move on and run.
Okay.
I can make it to there.
Cool.
So that's what I'll do.
Cool. Scarabs are up. There's still one swarm. They're gonna attack Shield Mom. That's a 5 plus 5, so 10. Just not doing. They just can't find anywhere to penetrate Adrian's armor, so she is just keeping them at bay. That is the only one left. Yarmir, it is your turn.
All right. Well, it's gotten me this far. I'm going to take a swing at the zombie mummy thing in front of me.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
Hey, that hits.
There it is.
It's our first one of the night, I think.
That's my first one of this campaign, I'm pretty sure. I've had some garbage attacks. All right, so that is, yeah, I got a 1 on the damage roll. So that's 4 doubled as 8, and then savage attacks means I roll a weapon die again.
Mhm.
And I roll it off of my table. I got 2 more, so that's 10, which is not. I mean, that's
10 total?
Still, yep.
That puts it down.
All right, cool.
So you just kind of clock it across, and the head goes flying off and tumbling into the pond behind you.
All right, that's a home run.
It is.
Add it to the tally, and Yarmir's gonna start running. And he's gonna just kind of blow past
Everybody.
he's just gonna blow past everyone pretty much, and
Cool.
And so run to the other side.
All right.
Maybe offering a high five on his way past Blossom, but other than that, nothing much.
All right. The cloud advances again. Adrian, I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
Hope this isn't one where I'm supposed to get low. Look good at
No, this is a high one.
Good. It's 23.
Oh yeah, 23.
Man, I'm just awesome today.
This is a smell that
Shield
you
Mom is
are
always awesome.
you are all too familiar with at this point. Callan has smelled this way. Marsaurus has smelled this way.
Arr.
Bryn has smelled this way, and recently Bulin has smelled this way. And you fight through it, fueled by nothing but pure anger and determination to make everyone feel better and find a cure, and you do not get infected. All right. Adrian, you're up too.
Can I attack the scent?
You could try to disperse it if you want, I guess.
I don't know how I would do that. Also, who is drawing on the map?
It's Alex.
You really have to ask.
No.
Although Dice Priori is life and we love them.
You gotta let the fans know who you stand in this house, okay?
Alright, I'm gonna attack the buggies.
Okay.
16?
Yep.
Okay. Max damage.
Nice.
How much is that? How much is my max damage? Ooh. 13.
13. You slash through the rest of the bugs, and that swarm
yeah.
is gone.
Oh, sad.
there are no enemies remaining in this chamber besides the cloud, so we can go out of.
Wait, what about this random mummy? Just like, oh, that one's dead.
Blossom
Okay,
killed it. I think, yeah.
The X just didn't like register for me.
Yeah, I just put it on there. Yeah, Blossom killed that one. So we can go out of initiative here, but the cloud advances slowly throughout the room, eventually overtaking it, unless something is done. There is a small earthen exit on the other side. It's not like a doorway. It's kind of like a cave entrance. And it slopes downwards. It's like a little slope. It's not really stairs. It's very steep.
Well, there's only one way to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, we go that
We're
way.
all looking at each other like there's not one very obvious answer to this.
Hold on, let me go get
particular
my
puzzle.
gas mask.
I was gonna say the poison is
Strap
still
up.
advancing, right?
Yeah, it looks to be consuming the entire room.
Yeah, we
we
got
gotta
Alright, let's
we
go,
gotta
let's
take
go,
our
let's
shit
go,
and
y'all.
split here.
Okay. You all jump down this like muddy slide, and it's only like 20 or so feet, but I do need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not good at these.
I was kind of
Oh,
hoping.
shit.
Can I take a
What's switching
fall
my
damage
die?
instead?
No.
Should
Please.
not have switched my die. That's an 8.
14.
Okay.
Fuck. I shouldn't have switched.
17.
I switched from plain yellow.
Okay.
11.
18. I'm actually.
Oh
Okay, so Kangjax and Blossom, as all 5 of you jump down into the slide to escape the cloud right behind you, it's not a long slide. It's probably 10 feet. It only takes a few seconds. But inside of these walls, you can feel something moving on the other side, and you hear whispers. And inside, they drive you a little crazy, and you're kind of confused at where you are right now. So you are all, or the 2 of you, are under the effects of the confusion spell.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Not again.
Yep.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh.
So, at the end of this 10-foot slide, you find yourself, sorry, Blossom, in a gross, swampy pit of water.
Yep.
Oh.
She's
I'll go to give Blossom a hug if it's like
Can
in my
you though?
confused state. I'm sorry. Just hugging the air. I'm sorry, Blossom.
You just hear that like really grumpy like cat like purr growl. Just like
How deep is this water? Like swimming? Wading?
Yeah, you're swimming.
Okay.
How see-through is this
Oh well,
water?
Blossom can't
Not.
swim actually, so she is
Yeah.
sinking and splashing in panic.
I'll help Blossom out. Bryn can swim.
Yeah, like how deep is the water? Like, is it like we can stand on our tippy toes and we're okay, or?
You cannot touch. And it is
Um,
just gross enough. There's algae and like yuck on top of the
Oh.
swamp here, and you can't really see what's underneath.
I'm pretty sure I'm at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Moving.
Yep. At the other end of this, like 100. Let's map it out real quick. Actually, I have it right here.
Yeah, we've established Blossom cannot swim, so she will be clinging to anybody.
I'm not strong, but I sure can swim.
This pond is about 100 feet across. There is a driftwood lounging about, and on the other end you do see like an exit into another small little cave area. The water is almost a little too stagnant and still. It's a little eerie.
I hate this.
And eventually, Bryn and Blossom, as you 2 are kind of clutching onto each other, you feel something bump into you, and you look over and
Ah,
you see
yes.
a skeleton just floating past you.
Blossom like straight up shrieks before
Well,
even
he's not
seeing
gonna
what
be
it
in for his
is,
spells,
just
too.
because she's very like, the water is scary. So it's like a horror movie shriek for a second, and then she's really embarrassed.
Am I still
Is it-
confused?
Yeah, for 1
It
You
minute.
is
can't see the
Inanimate?
new map, by the way, Chris. It's updated on the stream,
Yeah.
but not for us again.
Okay.
Is it?
Maybe I gotta.
And this is the question you
Nah,
only
it's
ask
my
in
fault.
D&D. A dead skeleton?
It is a dead skeleton.
All right, let's go.
I
Let's
want to
go,
try
let's
and
go.
get Blossom to a driftwood so she can use like a kickboard.
Okay.
Boogie board Blossom.
Let me just move your tokens down there.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah. I'm just moving y'all.
What like little bit makeup Blossom wears is like all running right now, and she's just got like all this soaking fur clinging to her. She is so unhappy.
Yarimir's makeup is running too.
Ajax is still.
It's just
Bryn
like
does not give a
eyeliner.
fuck. She's done grosser.
King Jackson Blossom, you do snap out of the confusion,
Oh hooray!
but it does give you this like moment. It kind of burns a little time while you're just kind of standing there, confused on what to do next. So you do waste a little bit here. Yarmir, you're no longer poisoned.
Hell yeah.
Blossom, you look down and the gold part of your rapier has returned.
Oh yeah, she sighs in great relief. Well, that all fucking sucked.
Well, unless you guys want to go back and reason with the poison cloud, I think we need to start swimming.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do that. I'm
Okay.
not.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
not,
swim.
I'm not asking for a second opinion here.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Again,
tied
especially
to
because our
Bryn.
other option is reasoning with the poison cloud.
Sure.
or whoever.
As you're swimming across,
I still don't see the new map.
It's
You gotta scroll
guys
down.
just
you
scroll
gotta
down.
scroll down.
You scroll
yeah.
down?
Down. Oh, there it is.
Sorry.
Aha.
Ooh.
Um,
I'm like, what are we looking at?
so you begin swimming across this like oval-shaped chamber, and you kind of brush past some of the driftwood, and another skeleton floats up to the top of the water in front of you, King Jax. Yarmir, you look over, and what you thought was driftwood you were holding on to is actually a rib cage.
Bryn's just swimming.
Gonna tread
Just
water
keep
for a little bit
swimming.
and then absolutely yeet that rib cage right at the wall.
Smashes against the wall. Okay, you're about 30 feet. That's one round, we'll say.
All right.
It's kind of difficult. Those of you with the higher passives, Bryn and King Jax, as you're swimming, obviously the water kind of ripples out from the movement that you're creating, but the ripples are moving in strange patterns from other parts of this interior, and you don't think that all these ripples are from you.
We are not alone
We'll
in
say
the
you get
water.
another 30 feet here.
I have a 35-foot movement speed. Can I go faster?
Swimming.
You have an extra
No,
2
it's
feet.
it's just my walking speed.
I don't like this.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Keep
Blossom's just
swimming.
like,
Keep
faster,
swimming.
faster, faster, just like panicked and unhappy.
As you are all swimming, at this point, you see
Clutching to
behind
Bryn.
you the head of an alligator, or what used to be
No.
one. Just
Oh,
the
no.
bones sit, and the teeth are still in its maw. And it's gonna jump out and out of the water and just take a gash at one of you. I'm gonna roll
Oh,
for
no.
it.
Oh God!
It's
Do not
gonna
like.
try to hit Adrian. I rolled for
Shield
it.
mom,
I mean, if we're gonna have it hit
Ooh.
anyone.
That's a natural 20.
no! Oh boy.
Never mind.
Rip shield bomb.
Okay.
We gotta leave her. Sorry.
Okay.
He thunder gunned us.
That's 16 piercing damage as these jaws slash down onto you, and I need you to make a
13.
strength check. 13.
13. Yeah.
I need you to make a strength saving throw, actually.
Okay.
Come on, shield mom.
23.
23. It bites down on your shield and just tries to clamp you and drag you under the water, but you just pull out, breaking a few teeth and bones as you go.
A push him.
I push you.
I'm gonna walk up
Push him.
and I'm gonna push him.
Hold on, let me
We
try
have to get one in.
to control this. Jeez, I'm so bad at this part of Roll20. Okay, now you can see this alligator behind you, Shield Mom. I will tint it so you can see it a little bit better. It is just rib cage and bones. And that is what it is. We're going to stay in the same initiative order just because I like to speed things up. So, Adrian, you're up first. You can keep swimming, but that thing is definitely going to want to take a bite out of you. Here is the exit.
No,
That is
it's
a
okay. I'll
good-ass
fight it.
token.
Thanks, it was a freebie.
I'm sorry, that's a good ass token.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's like half underwater. It's sick.
That's really
I'm gonna
cool.
fight him.
All right. It'll be at disadvantage because you're kind of treading water, like
Ah.
half swinging.
Fine. 10.
10 does not hit, unfortunately. You
What
just
about the
I
water?
know that feel, bro.
you go to swing and you slash across the water as it ducks underneath of you, and you can feel it just swimming underneath of you like something large is looming underneath the water.
What about
Do you say
what
it's
about a
also
16?
in charge?
16 does hit.
Ha, yes.
It is in charge.
And I'm gonna expend a superiority die to which one is it? Where's the one that makes it afraid of me? Because that's what I want to do.
Nice.
Blossom would feel so vindicated right now for her hatred of water if she wasn't so terrified.
If you died in the water. I
And
knew
it's
I
the
hated
exact
water.
same.
She will haunt all of you just to say I told you so for eternity. That's
So
peak
it's
Blossom.
going to be 13 damage, and it has to make a Wisdom saving throw DC 14.
I rolled a 3.
Cool. It's frightened of me
Okay.
until my next turn.
Okay. Sweet. So you feel it swim under you and come up in front of you, ready for another bite, and it's face to face with you, and you just raise up your sword and just bash it across the face. It ducks down under the water as it is frightened from the strength of your blow.
Hell yeah.
Okay, King Jax, do you want to move, Adrian?
Yeah, I would like to go towards the exit.
Okay, I'm just saying it's your movement speed, so 30 feet, I guess.
Well,
So I guess Bryn is a little
I'm
ahead
pretty
of y'all,
sure,
but-
I'm pretty sure I'm at half speed because I'm heavy armor.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I hate to, like, make it harder on myself,
that's-
but...
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so that's that. King Jax, you're up next. You're kind of treading water in this heavy armor too, kind of just keeping above.
I'm gonna move half speed with Adrian, I guess,
Okay.
unless I want to try and fight this thing, but I need to be on solid land.
Okay, you just swim a little bit forward. Blossom, you're up.
Alright, well, I'm tied to. Or not tied to Bryn, but I guess I would.
Yeah, I'm
hang
keeping her up,
on
so we
to-
should-
Oh yeah, you can be next to her then.
Yeah, because
There you go.
Blossom cannot swim.
I got you a little kickboard, probably a human ribcage kickboard.
Did we actually find
but-
one though? I thought the thing came up before we actually got one. I don't know.
You've
I
got
don't
some
remember.
driftwood. It's not great. It's crumbling, but it's better than nothing.
I've got
Yeah, and I'm
like
still
a
helping.
claw full of like Bryn's robes, and like the other is like on the wood.
It's digging into Bryn's shoulder.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I will briefly let go of my driftwood and look back to see. I forget, is the alligator still surfaced right now, or is it back under the water?
It's still surface. That was just for flavor.
Okay. So Blossom will just sort of panic and point one of her clawed hands, and for the first time cast an Eldritch Blast at this
Ooh.
alligator.
Say the
Awesome.
line, Bart.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
So she just like reaches out in a panic, and you see the like knock light flares up real bright, and this crackling energy comes out. That is just a 14 to hit, probably miss.
It does miss, unfortunately.
Womp womp.
You're just a little too panicked, but you do see that your
First Eldritch Blast. I
Yeah,
mean.
first time. It does kind of take the form of the symbol of a lock as it goes forward, and it's blue, and it kind of it almost smites the gator, but a piece of driftwood kind of floats in front of it conveniently.
Take that wood.
Driftwood giveth, and the driftwood taketh away.
Bryn, you're up next.
Here's my question.
Okay.
I am a warcaster, which means canonically I can cast somatic components while my hands are occupied.
Sure
So
are.
can I cast while swimming?
Yeah, sure. Blossom just did it.
Firebolt.
Okay.
17 plus 7, so 24.
Yeah, definitely.
12 points of fire damage.
Okay, 12 points of fire damage. You catch some of the algae and plant growth along its skeletal back, and it kind of lights up in a column of quick smoke. Again, kind of like lighting a fuse. It takes a little bit more damage.
I keep swimming with Blossom.
Okay. Yarmir, you're up. Then the crocodile.
So we're saying
Wait,
it's
Because I'm helping Blossom, would I be at half speed as well?
Yeah.
walking speed, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wearing heavy armor, so for you, yeah.
Hell yeah. Michael Phelps up in this shit.
It's just
Way
out of
out.
here.
Fuck this shit. I'm
Audi
out.
5000.
Yarmir, we'll say that this square right here is just you pulling onto land. So there's a little dirt like landing area right there, and you just kind of crawl yourself up there, and you're like have your hand down, waiting for everybody else. It is now the Croc's turn. So Adrian, it can't move towards you, right?
Yeah, I think it has to move. Oh, it's frightened of me.
Okay.
So I think it has to use its move speed to go
Gotcha.
away from me.
Okay, so as the rest
Well,
of you,
something just hit it. Would that still?
nah, she's still afraid of her.
Pretty
So
scary.
the tension is palpable as this final 6 to 12 seconds as the rest of you swim to shore. Any second, all of you think that, across your leg you could feel the teeth of this nasty crocodile, but for some reason it doesn't surface. It is too afraid of Adrian to come back.
Hell
And
yeah, Adrian.
the rest of you help each other and pull each other onto shore. Just as you get onto shore, you see the jaws at the other end of the chamber emerge again, and it darts under the water again. But you are out of there. There's another cave entrance behind you, and you can just leave it behind if you wish.
We should get going. I don't want to see.
Before I
Possum's already
while I
moving.
get out of the water and I see it snapping in the water or whatever, I'll shoot it a quick hand gesture that if there were any other half-orcs, and especially Yarmir's mom, would be very offended. But to everyone else, it doesn't really look like much of anything.
You watch as it crawls up onto the driftwood, and it just stares down at you with these empty eye sockets, but you can tell its gaze is focused on you. Go ahead.
Can I tell what kind of force is animating it? Like, is there a necromancer somewhere here, or is there some outside other force that's making it?
Definitely necromancy of some sort is keeping this thing alive.
But I can't tell if it's just like actually a spell done by someone with intent, or just like a nebulous effect.
Definitely intent behind creating this vile creature.
Cool.
Recent intent, I'll even give you.
Good. So there's a necromancer here. Great.
Allegedly a necromancer here.
It's that little girl. What did I name her?
Hey, I saved her.
Yeah.
Can't even remember
Yeah.
the name of her.
Well, I changed it like 3 times.
This is fair.
It's Felicity. Okay. Okay. So you pull each other onto shore. Let me describe this little room for you now. This is a semicircular chamber with moss lining the floor. The same blue-green fungus is lighting this entire area on the ceiling. The tunnel exit slams down behind you, sealing you for better or worse in this chamber away from the undead alligator. There is another door, but it is also sealed. You could pull it up and open, but you're currently alone in this small chamber.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to add other than that.
Y'all always wonder why the fuck I hate boats in the ocean and shit, because there's stuff like that in it.
Yeah,
I think
that's-
that might be a special case with the skeleton crocodile alligator. I can't tell
Ocean's
the
even
difference.
bigger, gotta be even more scarier shit in there. That's all
I
I'm
start
saying.
just prestidigitating. So we're all
To
saying-
determine if it was an
Here
alligator
you
or
go,
a
Blossom.
crocodile, we do need to look
Thank
at
you.
how long the snoot was and which way the nostrils were facing, and
You
I
hear
was-
all
you hear
occupied
this
with
slam
the-
on the other side of the door.
oh beans, Adrian, you're really scared of that gator.
I am very scary.
Yes, you are. You're very intimidating.
Yes.
Well, what are we gonna
Someone
do
must have
now?
animated that thing relatively recently.
Recently?
What makes you say that?
I got a chance to look at it, and I don't need to brag, but I'm pretty well versed in magics.
Of a certain variety, huh?
I mean, we know you're super smart.
Yeah. And just guessing from what I know of necromantic magic, which is not that much. I'm more focused on fire myself, as you all have seen. It seems a relatively recent cast.
Right.
Alright. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess then does that mean somebody has to be in, like, I don't know, a certain range of it or something? Or is it like someone could have cast it and just, like, fucking left?
There is no limited range on a spell like that. Once you create a troll, it's yours for
Alright.
a given amount of time.
Okay, well, I don't know, maybe that's good then? Like, maybe it means whoever cast that is long gone, and we won't have to deal with whoever can, like, do all these freaking dead magics.
Can I roll the search the room we're in right now, or is it just really empty and barren?
I'll just give it. It's pretty empty. Be a
I'd
good
like-
spot for a rest, maybe. I don't know.
Alright, I do
I'm
want
gonna-
to examine the doors, though. Just, like, check for traps now while we're
Go for
sort
it.
of taking
Here's
our
an empty
time.
room. I don't know.
Is
Make-
it one check for each door?
Could
or...
be a nursery.
be a
Just make
nursery.
one investigation check. It's fine.
Okay.
Sorry,
Could
I'm
be a
just
bedroom.
memeing
No
over
worries.
here.
Ah, shit, natural one. Blossom is still really, like, flustered from thinking she was about to drown.
Yeah, they're also different type of doors than you're used to. They're kind of like earthly doors. They're almost like garage style where you'd pull it up.
Okay.
It's very strange. It's kind of like stone and dirt, but it's also like molded out of clay on the outside, so you're just a little unfamiliar with the terrain.
Alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and arcane recovery.
Go for it.
Yeah, I guess if we're gonna take a short rest, Blossom
Also
is
a
going
hit
to
point. The dice.
open up
That's the
her
one.
portal, and hang out for a little while, catching up on some drinking while she dries out, and also spend hit dice.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll roll a couple of hit dice.
Yeah.
Adrian and Kane Jackson, I don't see what they're all whining about. This isn't really that bad.
I mean, Brain's chilling. She's clean now.
So Adrian, you have to teach me the secret of how you scare off big undead crocodile. I really need to know this trick.
Well, I think it all started with the 12-mile run.
Oh, beats.
Sure scares me.
She just starts going into detail, and after a while, you realize she's just explaining her daily regiment to you.
I start with the oh god, what is the One Punch Man regiment?
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day.
There it is.
You want me to do what?
So Adrian, if this is, you know, I've been seeing a lot of this rose stuff. This could possibly be This could be it. Bulin seems pretty sure.
I mean, we could also die here.
Well,
Well, we could die anywhere. You could have died tripping over
Well,
over a
yeah,
curb a little bit ago.
there's at least honor in, like, fighting stuff to the death, but, like, getting sick and dying, that's not cool.
well,
That's not heroic.
if I'm going to die, I would like to know that I died helping my friends and keeping them safe.
Alright, well, no one's gonna die. Alright, we're gonna get through the stupid fucking place and find this dumbass bell and, like, save everyone. It'll be fine.
I agree. I don't think anyone's going to be doing any dying anytime soon, but it's not happening on my watch. Pulls out the diamond.
I just meta note. You guys are totally tempting Chris right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been
Kill me.
messaging Chris all
See
week
if
saying,
I
"Kill me,
care."
bro. Do it. You won't."
Sam is always prepared for a character to die, pretty much. I kind of always assume it's gonna happen any fucking second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean,
If you kill Adrian, I'm just bringing back Kleck.
oh god. Meta note.
She's
for,
safe.
Meta note for y'all. I do have Revivify.
Good
I
to
have
know.
a diamond. I've been holding on to that since like forever.
Yeah, you traded
Good
a
to
big giant
know.
sword for it.
Oh yeah, like I had a big
Oh,
axe,
yeah,
right?
I
Wasn't it like
remember
a
Yeah.
giant axe?
Yeah,
Old, big old choppy.
The big
old choppy.
old
I'm
chopper.
gonna
Good old
say,
Choppy.
Chris, you don't want Kleck.
That's why I said you're safe.
Maybe I'll just make Nigel a character.
No!
I'm
No.
nuking the
No.
campaign.
We will all walk.
We all leave.
But anyway, back in character.
Anyway.
Memes aside. Well, I don't think anyone's going to be dying anytime soon. I do have the chance, if anyone does go down, like in Beseech, good old Bulin holds up Diamond, which I'll just use my pretty dice for this. I can beseech Bulin with this here rare gem, even though it's just just a bunch of stuff that they pressurize in the earth for a long time. Anyway, I don't know why they're so valuable. But we'll be fine.
Probably valuable because you can do exactly that with it.
I mean,
That's the point.
well, I mean, let's try to do whatever we can to make sure you don't have to spend that fancy old diamond today. All right.
Well, I hope not. I don't want us to go through pain and suffering.
I mean, I don't think we're exactly here for like party fun times.
Oh,
I mean, unless y'all want to just fucking hang out in this hole for a couple more hours. I mean, I'm all for not dealing with this yet.
I want to know who animated that crocodile. Alligator. What the fuck did we just have to call?
we didn't get a good look at the snoot. We can't really
Crocagator.
determine.
Crocodile. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess all we can really do is keep going forward and try to find what we can find.
Unless you want a conference with the crocagator again.
Have we heard like it throwing itself against the door at all anymore?
Just the
or-
once.
Okay.
May I humbly request we take this opportunity to go on a very brief break?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. All right, we'll be
Oh,
right
yeah.
back.
The shorty. See you
Good
guys.
thinking.
Good thinking.
And we're back. Thanks for sticking with us through our break. The party left off in a semicircular room that had moss, luminescent fungus growing throughout the ceiling. They had a little break here as they kind of took a short rest. And that is where we left off. The door that continues down this path continues through. The poison gas does not seem to be penetrating this room that was following you.
Well, that's good. Silver lining.
So how many doors are in here? Is it just the one, or are there
Two.
multiple?
Just, well, one backwards and one forward.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we move on.
Oh,
If everyone's ready to roll.
Guess I'm
Yeah,
about as
I'm-
ready as
I'm
I
ready.
can be.
Okay.
And I already checked the door for traps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
You-
well.
Not
but
well,
I did.
but you did. You open
Uh,
it up, and it reveals a long winding path down to a cave entrance. The ground changes to slippery red clay beneath your feet. As you descend towards a yellow stone temple, this steep slope at the end of the winding path leads to another curving tunnel. So you essentially are curving down to the left towards this yellow stone temple. It's strange. You're underground, and you're inside a mountain, but there's a lot of open air up here above the temple. It's not like it's locked into this mountain. It's kind of like a little open cavern.
Does this temple look similar to the other two yellow stone temples that we've been in?
Yeah, it's all the same kind of motif.
Right, so
But
it
it's
just
not
looks
like
a-
exactly the same, it's just similar.
It's just similar. It definitely has depictions of Istitia on it still, the
Okay.
goddess of water. And you can see that maybe this is the theme that all the dwarves decided to build her buildings in.
Seems reasonable.
It's legit.
Alright, well. I guess we might as well take a look in the temple. Maybe we can find, I don't know, anybody.
Seems like the next logical step.
Either that or we wander around aimlessly out here.
Okay,
Also
so
seems reasonable.
as you descend this slope, on the walls you start to notice cave paintings and drawings. There are scratched out paintings of dwarven civilization thriving, now crude carvings of different entities and dead dwarves, just X'd out dwarves take its place. The main carving you see depicts a female feminine form wrapped in dirty bandages similar to the mummies you fought in the previous chamber, but instead a blue light glows from underneath of her bandages. And a smell of death, it's not roses, wafts up from the cavern below you.
Is
It's
it
just
actually blue light,
iconography.
or is it a drawing of blue light?
It's just a drawing.
Okay.
Does iconography mean anything to me?
Well, not historically, but you do remember that when you were in the underground cavern in Albion, and Adrian fell victim to a polymorph spell for about 6 seconds, and this blue figure does look a little bit like the one they're depicting here.
Interesting. And the temple is set like down in the cavern, right? Like we're
Yep,
above it.
you're sloping down towards it, yes.
Alright. Well, this is unsettling.
That's putting it lightly.
So, remind me where the death smell is coming from.
Down below you, down towards the temple.
I guess we're going in that direction.
You round the corner, and you see that a small cave with a few pillars is present in front of the temple. There are hundreds of dead dwarves laid in this valley in front of this temple. They vary in time of death, and it is not a pleasant sight, and there's just piles and piles of these corpses.
I'm assuming
Do they
more
look like
rose
they've
smell?
been laid to rest, or they just fell here and died?
They look like they had just fell here and died. There is no rose smell, actually. It's just
Oh.
straight death and decay.
Oh, gross.
Gross.
Even worse than rose smell.
Does there look like a source? Like, are all the oldest corpses grouped together in a particular location, or is it all just kind of random?
No, it's as if they were making piles to clear some area somewhere else. If you guys want to make medicine checks on it, you can feel free to learn more that way.
Yeah, I'll give it a good old
15.
college try.
15. Okay, anybody else?
Blossom is probably kind of getting like flashbacks to that gross body pit that she was in back at Carnivale,
17.
so she is too distracted to like try to check right now.
12.
12.
20. Oh gosh.
Blossom is
22.
drinking while
Yep.
everybody is checking bodies.
20s and up, so just King Jacks. You kind of assess these bodies, and they don't have stab wounds again. And so the second thing you check for instinctively at this point is the rose smell. You don't find that either, but you do find that their windpipe has been crushed. But it's not so much crushed as it gave out. These bodies definitely drowned to death.
It appears, Blossom, you might want to hold on to your knickers because these dwarves all drowned.
Flask half brought up, like
Drowned.
they drowned.
That's I'm not a medic. I'm not a licensed medical professional, but this is
Are they swampy? Or is there like algae or anything?
Nah, they're a little wet, but not like the crocodile was.
Is there any sign of flooding in this area?
Nope.
But
so.
they're still wet, so
They're a little wet, and the only other thing in front of you is this temple that is built into the side of the mountain.
Oh, I hate this.
well,
Oh.
I'm not fucking going in there then.
I'm gonna go take a peek.
I'm going with King Jax.
All right, like we shouldn't like be splitting up. That's a terrible idea.
Split
the
So
party.
the
Split the
some
party.
of the loudest people should not be going to check something
Who are
out.
you calling loud?
Hey,
I just gesture at his heavy armor.
I'm not loud. I'm very sneaky.
Clink, clink, clink.
Okay, so you approach another Yellowstone temple, obviously, with a large insignia of Estetia. It hangs on the doorway. It's dirty and dusty, and the door is open, but it is only on one of its hinges.
If I drown, I'm haunting all of you.
I mean,
So
I don't
if,
see any water around here, so if you drowned now, it would be pretty impressive.
if there's a ghost that I'd want to haunt me, it would be you, Blossom.
Ah, thanks. I'd like to think I'd be a fun ghost. You know, not for you guys, but I'll have a blast.
Maybe they've got like ghost wine, but anyway.
I would.
Does the door look like it was like broken into, or does it look like it just decayed? And
It's definitely broken. You can't tell if it was in or out, but it's definitely been
the fact that he
forcefully
has to
open.
specify that we can't tell which way makes
Yep.
me nervous.
I guess I can try and go take a look and see if whoever did this stuff might still be around. If those bodies are still wet, this couldn't have been too long ago. Right?
How does the air feel down here? Is it really humid, or is it kind of dry?
It's pretty humid.
It's possible that they just haven't dried out because there's no sunlight down here.
Dude, and there's no like. Has there been like a strange lack of rats and other creatures that you'd find in?
Oh yeah, there's nothing in here.
There's also a lack of well, for lack of a better term, the creatures that help with the process. No rats. Besides those swarms of scarabs we ran into, no bugs.
Yeah, I see no flies, no maggots.
I mean, that's even like more disconcerting.
Yeah.
That's why I think we should go poke our heads into the temple and get the look-see.
Yeah, I could go take a look.
Look, we'll be right there with you. And there's Shield Mom, and I mean, if a Shield Mom could scare off a skeletal crocodile or crocagator, I think we'll
Shield
be
Mom
okay.
can do anything.
All right, well, let's go, I guess. Let me try and keep an eye out for any kind of traps, I guess. I don't
Okay.
like any of this.
Go ahead and make an investigation check as you approach the door.
I want to help.
Okay, advantage.
Thank you. Shit! Same thing, only a 10.
Okay, a 10. You walk up, no traps, anything like that. You kind of peek your head around the frame of the door, and inside you see a square room with a central statue that has been shattered into many pieces, and there are stairs on the other end that lead up. There is a small puddle of water around the statue, but not enough to drown in,
I was just
Famous
about to say,
last words.
unless you really tried.
Blossom,
Face
don't
plant.
fall in.
Don't worry. Blossom is like staying as far away from even the puddle like as possible
Are
right
there-
now, just like giving it just stink eye. She doesn't trust it.
Identifiable pieces of that statue like on the ground anywhere, or is it just completely obliterated?
I mean, it's rubble, but you can tell that the piece that is still standing is the bottom of a dress, so you can assume it was Aesthesia again.
Okay.
But
Are
you can't really
there-
actually see it.
Are there any of the dwarf bodies in the temple?
There are not.
All right.
Any scratch marks?
No, the only marks in here that you five can discern are they're almost like wear and tear marks, like something was moving back and forth in the same pattern over and over, in and out of the door.
Like footsteps or like something was dragged?
It kind of looks like something was dragged. There's no footsteps though.
And you mean like the main door, right?
If
Not
Yeah.
the
there's
like
a
stairway door.
phantom,
Yep.
Perhaps.
I head for the stairs.
Yeah, I guess we might as well keep going. I don't want to stay in one place too long.
Okay. You ascend the next set of stairs. You start hearing this humming. It sounds almost like a religious song of praise. It's just this ever so slight humming that you for a while you can't even tell if it's real. And then you focus on it, and it's definitely there. This staircase leads to a row of pews that lead up to an altar. There is a shattered stained glass window and an altar. You swear you hear this soft singing from the altar, and there are stairs behind it that lead upwards again.
Does this altar resemble Carnival at all?
The stonework is similar, but the iconography is not.
What is the iconography?
It's just all aesthesia. It's a beautiful, dark-skinned woman with these long, flowing blue hair standing between two tidal waves as she raises the planet, essentially.
And Aesthetia's the mother goddess of creation, so she has no association with death at all?
Not at all. She was,
have
she created
association
everything.
with water.
Yeah, she created 75% of the globe. The other 25% was lost to the gods of fire during the first creation phase of the planet. So she is as far as you could get from an evil.
I'm confused and concerned.
I don't ever. Y'all hear that, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
hear it.
Can
We're
we
a little late
understand
for
any
Sunday
of the singing
service.
at all?
It's not. They're not. They're not words. It's just
Okay.
this faint humming, almost like a hummingbird is behind you.
Okay.
So like, is it
But it's
music
coming
or is it
from
like
the
buzzing?
altar.
It's musical. They carry a tune. It's not mindless.
But it seems like it's coming from the altar.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Maybe we do not touch it?
Yeah, let's
I'm
try
gonna
and
approach
stay
it
as
and,
far
and
away, I
inspect it as
guess.
close as I can without touching it.
Yaramir,
Okay.
what the hell, man?
Gotta get to the bottom of this somehow, and I'm not touching it this time. I've learned my lesson.
There is a book open on the altar.
Oh, I want to
Read
touch it
it.
so bad.
Read it, you nerd.
Going to, with my hands as far away from the book as possible, lean over it and try and see if there's any writing on it.
Okay, there is writing. It is in common, and
Oh,
it
sick! I understand that language.
and it I don't have it written out word for word, but it just describes the first day of Aestetia's reign and how she created the dwarves first, and they were her first love, and then water actually came second, and she fought the evil forces of Kozoth, the god of fire, and emerged victorious. And this is almost like a sermon book. Like there was a pastor or a priest up at the front of this altar giving this sermon to whoever used to be sitting in these pews.
Just some boring church shit.
Kane Jackson's
Yep.
visibly. Excuse me.
If you can read it if you want to, but I guarantee you're not going to be in particularly enthused by it.
Just could we not refer to religious practices as quote unquote boring church shit?
Yeah.
I mean, at least Estisha was actually a goddess. She created the world according to this belief system.
Well, I don't dispute that, but there's nothing in this that is particularly not only relevant, but interesting. It's
Well,
basically just...
she does have an association with water, as we can
if-
see.
If you'd like to read it, you can, but at least what's open here isn't interesting at all. It seems like somebody was enjoying a nice Sunday mass when...
I feel like we should not touch this.
Does the humming get louder the closer we
over.
get to the altar?
It does not. It's very faint. You have to completely be silent to even or acknowledge it.
I'm also gonna read the sermon book, but I'm not gonna touch anything.
Okay. Same information.
I guess I'll read the book without touching it, but
Okay.
I want to touch it so bad.
Do it. Touch it.
Don't touch it.
Maybe we should just turn some of the pages. Maybe there's some useful notes. You know how some people draw little doodles in the side of
I'll
their
like
religious text?
mage
King
hands.
Jax.
I'll mage hands from 30 feet and just kind of flip through like the book to see if anything happens. First, the mage hand just sort of tentatively like boop, like touches it.
Awesome. Where'd you learn to do that trick?
I've been practicing.
Well, last
Look,
night.
I gotta concentrate. This is hard.
The pages are very brittle and frail, so they almost like dissolve even under the faint touch of the mage hand, but there's no trap or anything.
Okay. Does the
Who knew
singing
a
change at all?
fucking book would scare us.
The singing does change a little bit.
Oh.
It depends which direction you flip. As you flip closer to the end, the singing gets louder in your ears. If you flip closer to the beginning, it gets softer.
Blossom like starts getting like hearing it louder, and then just really quickly the hand starts like moving it back towards the beginning.
If you shut the book, it completely stops.
What
Yeah,
if you
I'll
shut the book going the other direction?
not testing that one.
Can
Armor
I
might test
pick
that
it
one.
up?
Sure. On the front, it just says Ode to Creation.
I flipped to the very last page.
Okay. The last page is the final day of the War of Creation. Essentially, it was just a one-on-one war of Estisha versus Kozoth battling for water versus fire, and that's how the world was
1v1,
created.
bro.
Yep. And the last page ends with Estisha not defeating Kozoth, but taking over more land than he did. And that is when the dwarves were created.
Just like Vietnam.
I don't know what to do with this. What's happening with the humming?
It stopped, right?
The humming has
Once
stopped.
the book is closed.
Yeah.
The humming.
It didn't start again when I.
I'm
Nope.
glad you're the only one who picked
It
up
did.
on that particular comment.
It did
I was
start
ignoring it.
And now that I'm on the last page, how loud is it?
very loud. Audible in your ears. You don't have to be quiet anymore to hear it.
It's still not a language.
Still not a language.
Is it coming from the book or from the thing?
It's coming from the book now.
I don't like it. Let's just
I
put the book
close
down
it and look at the
leave.
back cover.
Okay. It's just a leather-bound book.
That's
Perhaps
weird as hell. I put it down.
we should perhaps stop fiddling with the book now. All right, I think it's time to get out of
maybe
here.
we should
Let's
Yeah,
go.
to the next stairs.
I'll keep
Yarmir's
an eye
going
out
to
still for traps just
Hang
as we're
back
going.
and try
Okay.
to somewhat stealthily snag the book when no one's looking.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Once again, not the rogue. I'm just gonna point that out every damn time.
You
That
gotta
is
be.
a dirty 20.
What's your passives, Brendan King Jackson?
18.
15.
Damn. Yep, he got the book.
I'm really glad someone picked it up because, like, I really wanted to take it, but Bryn wouldn't take it. So
Okay, you have it, Yarmir. Okay, so are you going up to the next set of stairs?
I
Yup.
guess so.
Carefully.
Yeah, looking for traps. Always. Always.
No traps, but as you approach the third floor of the temple, you can hear the din of combat, and you hear a sword
Oh.
slashing through something, and
Yes!
you hear, aha! I have you on the ropes now, and you hear just steel splashing through water, kind of as Adrian just did in a few previous rooms.
Oh,
I start
man.
running.
Okay. Up in front of you, you see the typical square room that this would be is collapsed in kind of a weird L shape to the next set of stairs. In front of you, you see these 5. They look like water elementals. They're just activated water, and they're all attacking this this man. He has blue skin. He has long flowing orange hair and a mustache and beard as well. And he has the sword that is completely made out of water, just slashing through them, doing his best. If you would all like to join the fight, you can roll initiative. But if you want to do something before that,
No.
all right, let's roll initiative. We got Shield Mom leading the charge again.
It's him!
Oh,
I
man.
knew it!
That's a natural 1, my friend.
I knew it! It's Axel!
It
I
is.
missed him!
So that's 5 total.
Okay, Bryn, 5.
God damn it, that's an 11 again.
6.
Blossom sees the water elementals and is like, fuck this noise.
Yeah, I
The
didn't.
worst enemy.
I'm a bad DM for this, but I honestly didn't realize this would be like Blossom's worst nightmare incarnate.
This is the worst.
King Jax, what was that?
6. Just have Blossom fight Leviathan.
Kraken. Yarmir?
17.
Nice.
My mistake, turns out, was using the expensive dice instead of
Ooh.
the cheap dice.
Room full of dead bodies, reliving like one of her greatest traumas, water everywhere. This is great. Just lots of fun
Gotta love it.
for Blossom.
Good
Having a
stuff.
great time.
Watch, she's gonna go back into the portable hole, and all the liquor's gonna be gone.
Don't you
Oh.
shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
I will slap that smile off your face through the computer screen.
Oh, like the whole time that they were in the hole, like they were in the little pocket, Adrian was just like picking up all the empty bottles and throwing them away.
Mom friend. All right.
Just like a big
Like
black
this place
trash
is such
bag.
a mess.
So
Mother hen.
around the
Never clean
corner,
your room.
this is what you see. Oh, did I not move you yet? Dang.
Nope,
I
they're
always
moved.
do that. Oh, you are?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I did remember it. All right, so this is what you see. The Roll20 thing is broken because all the things resized themselves. So
Oh, no.
I will describe it for you now. It is an L-shaped room. There are 5 water elementals assaulting this blue-skinned Triton man. He has gills on the side of his neck, and he has a large great sword that is made of water itself, and he is just slashing through these. First up is the enemies. Actually, they rolled a natural 20. So Adrian and Yarmir, as you both run up the stairs together, these water elementals turn to you, and they both come up to you. But it's strange. As they approach you, Yarmir, the one that you are fighting, takes the shape of Adrian. You see her shield and sword. And the one that comes to you, Adrian,
Oh, no.
looks like Yarmir.
This
That is some
fine.
attractive water right there.
I know all. You want to swap? I know all his moves. Therefore, I've got the upper hand.
Yarmir,
I'd
Adrian,
love to.
Water
No, wait,
Adrian's
no,
gonna
no,
take
no.
some cuts at you. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, I don't want to take myself on.
That's
really
a
good.
16 against Yarmir.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I have the armor class of a kindergartner.
That's 5 slashing damage, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God.
Adrian, there's
I'm not
2
good at
attacks coming at
wisdom
you.
saves.
Man, these are terrible. That one might hit. That's a dirty 20.
Boo.
10
Yeah.
on the wisdom save, by the way.
Yarmir, you're frightened.
Am I now?
Uh-huh.
I mean, Adrian is scary. We
Adrian,
established this.
does a 20 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay. You take 5 bludgeoning, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
I take 2 bludgeoning.
Okay, 2, whatever.
Actually.
Actually, dark
best
vision,
feat,
by the
best
way.
feat.
Sorry, and I have to make a wisdom save?
Constitution.
Constitution. Could you see like the wheels turning in my head? 22.
22. You're good. you feel that this water elemental is using your points or your joints and your muscles against you, and you feel yourself lock up for a moment, but you flex and fight through it. And then Yarmir, you're up. A little retaliation.
Yep. First thing I do is I'm gonna use stillness of mind to
Nice.
just.
Yeah.
Are you fighting
I'm no
Nice.
longer frightened.
They're
Yeah.
so good.
Hell yeah. And then I'm going to spend 2 key points to toss out a flurry of blows.
Okay.
So that first one didn't hit. Unless a 9 magically hits this not.
I don't know, Adrian.
Adrian.
What's your armor class?
20.
Yeah.
That's not good. Yeah, no, that one didn't hit either.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, it's just water. How tough could it be? You punch through it, and it's almost like you hit steel, as if you were punching Adrian's armor. All right. Up next is Prince Excellion. You watch
Who's a
around
prince?
the corner as this large Triton, muscular barbarian-type man takes 2 attacks with his greatsword at the water elemental in front of him. That's a lot of damage. You watch as he's been fighting for a little bit now, so it's not like he killed this thing in one hit, but he does just bisect it through the waist, and the water just splashes against the wall.
That's
As he
dope
takes
as
one
shit.
out.
He killed a water elemental with a water sword.
Pretty dope.
You just. he's
Adrian,
quite-
you're up.
he's fighting fire with fire.
I'm gonna kill Yarmir.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the not real Yarmir.
Okay.
The faker.
You just turn 90 degrees and just stab
Yeah.
me, run me through with the sword.
I can't tell the difference.
Well, actually, I might be attacking the real Yarmir because my first one was a nat 1.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
You want me
No,
to
it's
do
alright.
anything with that?
No,
or-
you're good. Your sword gets
Okay.
embedded in the wall for a second before you have to put your foot on it and kind of yank it out.
The second one is a dirty 20.
That probably hits your armor, right?
Oh yeah, no, you could. Like I said, I have the armor class of a kindergartner.
What is your armor class?
14.
Oh, jeez, we need to fix that.
Yeah.
Strength based.
No real way with a monk unless we get him like neat stuff.
There's gotta be some item we can get him.
Anyway, 8 damage.
DM, the
8
DM
damage.
gets to choose that shit.
Bracers of defense would be my
8
best
damage.
guess.
You run the water elemental Yarmir through as he is not very armored. All right. Blossom, you're up next if that ends your turn, Adrian.
Yes.
All right. I'm just curious. The water thingies that the other guy are fighting, do they look like people? Like, do they look like just copies of him?
They look like
Or-
him, yeah.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yep.
I'm gonna, I guess, take my attacks at the water elemental in front of Yaromir because it's closer to where I am on the map. So
Okay.
for my rapier, that is an 18.
Oh, yeah.
That is gonna be 8. Magical again, right? 'Cause
Yes.
My
Yep,
dagger.
back-
Ooh, actually,
back
that's
to
gonna
it.
be a 9 because plus
Mhm.
1. Haha. And then my sneak attack because it is engaged with my allies. 14, 16 sneak attack.
Okay, 16 sneak attack puts it down. You stab your rapier through the center, and the water just whoosh and just goes onto the floor in a puddle.
Sorry, not Adrian.
I weakened that for you.
I am impressed.
And I'm actually just gonna kind of assume Adrian can handle the last one because it already kind of took some damage from her, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so I'm just gonna use my movement to get here, and for good measure, no, that's all I can do actually. Yeah.
Okay, King Jax?
Has the other one's been hurt, right?
It has.
King Jax will lift up his incense burner, shake it a little bit, and use your boong. I needed to make a wisdom saving throw.
7.
That's a failure on Toll the
Hey.
Dead.
Water Yaramir rolls like regular Yaramir. Who would have thunk it?
That is 20 points of
Whew.
damage.
Holy.
Oh,
It just evaporates and it like coalesces back into the puddle that it's standing in. You have put it
Nice.
down.
Go forward, help that. Damn, he's hot. Help that attractive man out.
I saw him first.
Bryn?
I just run.
Run so far away.
Alright, you run up, and it's back to the water mimics. They're gonna keep attacking Exelion, so I don't have to bore you with that dice rolling against myself. Yarmir, you go ahead, and I will roll for them.
All right. Yarmir is going to step over the puddle in front of him and put some of that unarmored movement to use.
Sure.
And why not? We'll dash over here. Yep, just a little bit further to this guy, and we'll throw some key points on another unarmored, another flurry of blows.
Nice.
Words. That one didn't hit. That might be a little bit better. That's a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. Get some damage rolled here. There we go. 9 damage.
9 damage. That puts it down. You just punch through the back again. Excelion's been fighting them for a while, so they're not full health. And this thing just evaporates again, splashing against Exelion as he turns around. And he's like, "Oh, we've got some friends. Fantastic." And he turns back to the other one.
Before I punched it, did I notice if it had a particular form at all?
Yeah, it looked like Exelion.
Oh, okay. Do all of them look like Exelion?
Those two do. The remaining ones do, yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's his turn, and then Adrian, you are up.
Hell yeah. Alright, well, I think all I can do is dash.
All right.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Cool. As you're doing that, you watch as Exelion uses his great sword and takes another cut at it and just takes part of the arm of the water elemental off, and it splashes against the wall, but not before it regenerates from the puddle it is standing on. And then, if that is all you got, Adrian, Blossom is
Yup.
up.
Alright, I will race on over to this one, just like making a face while my feet are getting wet in these puddles, just like, this sucks! And I will make my 2 attacks at it.
Go
First
for it.
one with my rapier. That is, shit, that's just a 12, so that'll miss.
Yeah.
And with my dagger, that one is a 20-something.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just 2 because it was my offhand attack. But I get sneak attack on this one. But I rolled like shit, just 12 sneak attack.
Okay, it's still up a little bit. It's starting to get smaller and smaller. Its form is diminishing as you do more damage to it. Just shrinking under your sword. Anything else?
That was all my movement, so I'm just unhappily standing in this puddle of water in front of this water elemental.
This sucks!
All right, Beans Boy.
Is there any way I would be able to like work it so I can like cast Toll the Dead at this guy?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yay! Thanks, DM.
4.
Yeah, that's a fail. Changeax runs forward, hits the incense burner against his maul.
I'm so glad you did that exact same. You put the same energy into it twice. That's
17 points.
Yeah.
going the extra
Wow.
mile.
Yeah, that thing.
2d12 is gross,
Yeah.
dude.
Same as the first. It just splashes up against Exelion, and he just wades through it. And that is the end of combat.
Oh, hello there.
Hello. It's good to see people who are not trying to kill me, at least yet. I am Prince Exelion. You've probably heard of me. What brings you by?
Nope, haven't heard of you.
Blossom
Well,
immediately moves out of the water. And she
looks a
starts,
little
like, shaking her
deflated.
feet off. I mean, we've been, like, traveling around a lot and haven't exactly, like, been keeping up with things. So, maybe we just kind of missed something. Sorry, didn't mean to be offensive.
Yaramir flashes the quick. Do you speak Orcish at all to him in Orcish?
I don't.
Yaramir looks sad.
I'm afraid I took a bit of a bean around the head. I kind of got hit a little bit. Is there any way you could tell me what's happening here? I don't really know what's going on.
Well,
How did
we've
you
How
get
did
here?
you get here?
I was hoping you could tell me. Honestly, you see these, and he points over to one of the. There's a pillar in this pool of water, kind of attached to the corner, and there's like a big pod of water that's pulsing.
Ooh.
What
Very
the
reminiscent of
Just
the
as if-
hives that you saw on Albion.
Oh no.
And he kind of rips one open, and the water evaporates on the floor. And he points to another one, and inside that pod you see a human form cuddled up, cuddled up, coiled up inside of it.
This is the best.
do you know who that is, Laird?
No, I can't say I have. I just managed to break free of my own pod, and he points to the one that he ripped open in the first place.
Oh.
I was
Where
all
are you
coiled
from
up in there.
Originally?
I
How
am from Albion.
long Were you coiled up in there?
I have
I
no
wanted to see if
idea.
I can help that other person.
What year do you think it is?
He says 2 years prior to what year it
Yeah,
is
good
now.
question.
Oh,
no.
beans.
Well, that's why we wouldn't know you. It's been 100 years.
Oh my god.
Blossom looks really impressed for a second.
It's not 100 years. Adrian's pulling a prank. It's been 2 years. You've been
It
out
has
for
been
2 years.
some time though, yeah.
What's up with the other
But-
pod?
Yeah,
Also,
Learned
uh,
relieved when you found out it was only 2 years.
I hate to say it,
Somewhat.
but we aren't on Albion.
I'm not shocked. I've never seen anything like this on Albion.
Welcome to
Bryn, go ahead and make a
Theroboros.
medicine check on the pod.
We are, in fact, in
Well, that's a 5.
Theroboros.
That person's definitely dead inside.
Yeah,
inside
they're
of that
fine.
pod.
Same.
Oh,
never
okay,
mind,
I
yeah.
whack it and open it, or
Okay.
attempt to pull it to pieces.
Okay.
I'll help if I see Bryn like struggling. I'll just like take one
Yeah,
of
I'm
my
not strong,
knives.
so it's probably a little difficult for
A
me.
dead dwarven body. Schloops. Schloops out of it.
Yes! Yes!
Was that the word of the day today?
Sloop.
Yeah, Alex used it last Steam spell. Or 2 Steam spells ago.
Hang on, there's a clip.
Shaloop. It's a great word. I'm Shakespeare. I'm making up words now.
King Jax, can you maybe ask this poor creature what happened to it?
This is before when we were in the the caves in Albion. It was only Githyanki and Drow that we found in those pods, right?
Correct.
Well, this is interesting.
And those
new.
were
Yeah, how
those
similar
weren't
were
water
those to
pods,
this?
were they?
No, those were like creepy
Um,
flesh pods.
I mean, the structure is similar, but the process seems completely different. The pods in
okay.
Albion were creating something new. These are like prison cells, essentially. The
Um,
only thing reminiscent is the structure. It's a little too
Oh, okay.
coincidental, but
Does this dwarf have any like identifying factors? Were they an important person by my estimation?
It was probably a treasured character from a former campaign.
no, definitely a mountain dwarf. But you're in the Lawful Valley, so that checks out.
No insignias, emblems.
No, not really. Nothing
Okay.
really going on.
Where's my scourge in one of these pods?
Nope.
So,
Maybe Amara, but just kidding.
No.
Prince, do you know any reason you might have been in Theroboros?
No,
Before
but
you,
I need to get home immediately, so if you'd be so kind to show me the way out of here, I'd greatly appreciate the help, but I must
we're
go.
working
Okay.
on that as well.
What are you a
très bien.
prince of?
I'm the Prince of Water. Ever since, it's a long story, but it would have really helped if you had heard of me. But,
Okay, let's rewind this a little bit here.
Wait.
You wouldn't have happened to drown a whole bunch of people outside, did you?
Oh, heavens, no. No.
Okay, good.
So, what is the very last thing you remember happening to you?
Well, I was hanging out at a mercenary guild. I had met a new group of friends, and we had been getting quite drunk. And then I woke up in this pod 2 years later, and now
What can
I'm
you
here.
tell us about this group of friends?
They were pretty nondescript mercenaries, if I can tell you the truth. I've seen a lot of mercenaries in my day, and these were not cream of the crop.
There wasn't like an unusual
there?
amount of tieflings in that group, were there?
Now that you mention it, no.
Oh, thank God.
Although, when you say
I
you're,
would have to have a stern talking to with one of my other characters if that was the case.
pardon me, Majesty. When you say you're the Prince of Water in Albion, you wouldn't, I don't know, say normally be responsible maybe for helping to protect the water around the area of the Concords, would you?
Yes, the whole continent is under my charge. They don't call me Prince of the Tides for nothing. And that is why I need to be home right now, because I'm sure these
Yeah.
2 years have not been kind to the water sources.
No, they have not
Couldn't see
been.
that again.
Ah, so you've been to Albion.
You could say that.
Why do we tell everyone that we run into everything about us that we've ever done? What's gonna next tell them I'm a fugitive of the law there too?
Oh my!
Alright,
He
well,
draws his sword.
I'm gonna go that far, King
Halt.
Jax, but I
Broken the
did
law.
think it was relevant to maybe,
Inform the
let
man
him
whose
know
duty it is to
that
keep
all
those
of this
things from
seems
happening that this
connected.
has happened.
So
Wait,
here's
wait.
the lay down here. Go ahead.
King Jax, do you need me to walk
Plead
you
your
through this
case.
real quick?
I'm just look, Prince. No, it's fine. There was a misunderstanding. Some people got hurt, and now it's all being put on me.
Okay, that's not the important thing.
Okay, that's
happening
not
right
what we
now.
need to talk about right now, King Jax.
Like,
Well,
there
he's
are
going through
other
arrest
priorities.
me.
We'll
Okay,
get you a lawyer later.
Exelion sheathes his sword, and it's very lightsaber-esque, where the water just kind of goes down into the hilt, and he attaches it to his belt. And he's like, alright, if you'll all excuse me. And he begins walking out the way that you all just came in.
There's a skeleton crocodile out there, so maybe don't go
Also
that
a big
way.
old poison cloud.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
I
what
think
in the
we gotta go
hell's...
this way.
We've
Yeah,
been
I-
having some real issues
It's been a
here.
day.
Oh, fun story.
So I do think the only way out is through. So onward.
Yeah, I think so.
You can see that he's weighing the options in his head.
By the
he-
way, the bell's broken. Let's go.
he kind of
Allegedly broken.
he kind of subconsciously assesses all of your skill, as if he's traveled with many different groups of mercenaries and chapters before. And he's like, it feels a little rude that he's looking over everyone, and he's like, all right, I'll fight with you, but if I don't get home within a week, I will have to say goodbye to you all.
That's
It
fair.
shouldn't,
That's
it shouldn't
perfectly
take a week.
fine. Yeah.
Oh,
I-
please, God, it shouldn't
fucking
take
hope
a
it
week.
won't
If
take
it
that
takes
long.
a week, we should all probably leave. Like, or we'll be dead. So,
I'm pretty sure that one is more likely.
yeah.
We've got a timetable that's a little bit shorter than a week. So if you don't mind, we should probably get going in that direction.
I'm just gonna start checking this next door for any traps while they're talking of Prince
Okay.
Face.
Prince Face.
Yarmir is definitely checking out Prince Face.
Shit. Or
Aren't we all?
No.
There's not
Totally
a lot on the
fine.
stairs, not a lot of traps, nothing going on, just some stone stairs. And
Alright.
Prince Exelion is not the quiet type. He is loud and boisterous, and he's asking you all sorts of questions as you ascend the stairs.
Blossom will be like, maybe I should go ahead a little bit just to see what we're walking into. Just sort of pointedly looking at Mr. Clattering over there.
Be my guest, I'm not really a part of this. I just want to get out of here.
Yeah, I
Look.
think we all kind of do.
Look, Prince Axel. Can I call you Axel?
Please do, yes.
So the thing is it's better that if we all work together, because before we were a little worried that it was just us in here and there were no friendly faces, but now there is friendly face. If we work together, better chance of survival and getting, well, the beans out of here, don't you think?
Yes, I'm with you. Don't get me wrong, but I am looking forward to being out of here, as I do not think this is my fight. I understand the importance of the area that you claim we are in, especially if we are that close to a bell, but,
Not
that is,
anymore.
that is not
Allegedly
really
not
my my expertise. I need to be
I
at
would
home.
argue, considering this has a lot to do with, water and poison, that perhaps it is in fact your fight. Also, you were here first.
Oh, mother. And he just kind of silently talks to himself for a minute under his breath. He's like, what have you sent my way? Even from the graves, your watery tomb, you're still surprising me. All right. For grandmother. And he walks forward towards the stairs.
Alright.
Look,
I'll
we don't.
keep going up, I
Yep,
guess.
we go.
Still looking for traps. Y'all want me to try to get ahead of, like, the group a bit and scout ahead, or...
I don't want you to run headfirst into danger where we won't be able to help you.
I mean, I don't really want to get, like, that far ahead, but I could stay maybe 30 feet or so ahead.
That sounds good. Like 30-ish feet, you know?
You know. I'll do that, and I'll try to sort of stealth a little ways ahead of the group.
All
keep
right,
an eye
make
out.
a stealth check for me.
All right, which die? They've all been not treating me very well today. Let's try this one. Okay, not great for me, but not terrible. 18.
18. Okay, so you move forward up the stairs, and you see this is another flooded chamber. It's probably ankle depth. Obviously, you have probably not stepped in it yet, but you understand that it is that depth. The water in here, though, is obviously dividing you from the next staircase, and it is different colors. There are 5 different color waters that kind of divide in certain lines. There is a pink one, a red one, a yellow one, an orange one, and a green one. And there are strange tides that kind of shift together, and they're all these different colors. You can wade right through it, but it does look a little suspect.
How wide across is this, like, pool?
Let's check just so I get it right. It's about 60 feet.
Oh, so way too far to jump. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You
Touch
made it
it
exactly
with my-
60 feet on purpose, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have we caught up to Blossom?
If you want to, yeah.
I'll, like,
I
sort of
wanna-
start backtracking and just be like, there's more fucking water.
Gonna touch it with like the tip of my pinky finger, like how you check to see if your bath is too hot.
Sure. Which color?
Pink.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. There's the 6th color as well. There's blue too. Okay, so you dip your finger in pink, and you feel like your presence of personality is a little enhanced. You have advantage on charisma saving throws for an hour.
Hey.
How you feeling there, Red?
Pretty good. Actually, I feel.
So you think it's safe?
I don't know. It seems to be a potion of some kind. There's definitely an effect to it.
What do you mean an effect? What's the matter? Are you still Bryn?
Yeah, I'm still me.
Like,
I don't
narrowing
know.
my eyes at her.
I feel it's good. I feel I don't know. Like I could go meet some people. You know, have a good time.
You want to go party? This is not the place, and like I'm saying that.
Is it
Is
just
that a
me, or
party
was I-
potion?
Look, leans over to
Everybody
Blossom,
needs a party potion.
No, just like I feel like I could make a really good impression right now.
leans down to Blossom. I'm getting some very heavy Nance vibes right now.
I can't believe I missed Nance.
Oh.
I'm
just have to go
gonna
back.
fucking wade through, I guess.
Okay, you wade through, make it to the other staircase.
I can carry people on my shoulders. I'm quite tall.
I mean, Blossom's like struggling between not wanting to ask for that, but not wanting to walk through more water.
King Jack's just past the shoulder. Come on.
Fuck it. Yeah, alright. This day has sucked.
And
Back ride, KJ.
I'll piggyback Blossom. I don't know how high is the water
It was
in
an
here?
ankle. Oh, it was only
Ankle.
ankle deep.
Oh, so it's
So
like
it's
my
like
feet.
toe.
I'm like dipping my toes in.
Mhm.
Kick the shoes off, you know.
Blossom is still just like wrapped around like a panicked cat, still just like, thank you, Livermore.
What color would you like to wade through, King Jack?
What colors are there?
Pink, orange, red, blue, yellow, green, and yeah.
Blue,
something
no
like-
yellow. I'll do blue.
Pink, red. Okay. Blue. You have
Start
advantage.
singing Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. in a minute.
You have advantage on intelligence saves for an hour, King Jax.
I'll take that.
Red, please.
Red, please. Adrian, you have advantage on strength checks.
Yes!
Or saving throws for an hour.
Nice.
Adrian's just gonna
Because you
punch
needed that.
everything.
Never
40.
hurts.
Yarmir, would you like to wade through
I'm sad Blossom
What were
hates
the colors
water.
again?
pink, orange, red, green, blue, yellow?
Green.
Green. You have advantage on dexterity checks or saving
Woohoo.
throws for 1 hour.
You know, Blossom, after stepping through this water, I do feel a bit smarter. Did you know that the Solenodon is one of the few venomous mammals known in this world?
Did you know?
Alright, well, I'm glad
The
y'all are
more
enjoying
you
this
know.
weird magic water, but I don't fucking trust this shit.
You should just drink the Kool-Aid. It might help.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I'll get a little flask out, scoop up some of the potion.
It's a
What
waste of
color do you want?
flask.
Here, I'll mix it with some of the booze I stole from your hole.
You don't need to steal the booze. I mean, I would have just given you some.
Oh, well, much appreciated. But I could mix it and then, just tell me
Mixed
which color
drinks,
you want.
cocktail time.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't trust it.
Oh,
Alright, fine. Do it.
Which color?
Surprise me.
We're gonna grab pink. And, King Jackson's...
Charisma saving throws. Advantage for an hour.
Woo!
You feel
Huzzah.
emboldened.
Alright, still hate the water, but let's
Sure.
keep moving, I guess. Thanks.
Onwards.
Okay, so you ascend the next set of stairs and you come out on top of the roof of this temple. There is a small entrance into the center of this mountain. It's a small encased walkway going straight into the center of this rock.
So we're still like in that larger cavern the temple
Mhm.
is in. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, well, shall we, I guess?
Go that way?
I think that's
Yeah,
our
we'll
option.
keep going. I'm still keeping an eye out for any traps as we keep going. Especially now that it's like, alright, now we're going into a fucking mountain. I'm like even more concerned.
Okay. So as you're walking, Excelion's kind of like humming and whistling to himself.
Oh my god.
And he's like,
That's Blossom.
"So, you said you've been to Albion, yes?
Yeah.
Have you been to Maywood?
Yeah.
Alright, how are the
Lovely
waters
city.
around there?
How were the waters around Maywood? I don't remember.
Not good.
It's pretty bad.
Alright, well, how about... Where else was I in charge? How about Windwild? Have you been there?
Not
no.
recently.
Not
I
in
think
this
we passed
lifetime.
through. I do think we passed through on the way to Carnival, though, right?
You were close to it, yeah.
We were near it, but we didn't go in. No.
Cinderin, anywhere? Was there clean water anywhere? Was there...
I mean, things aren't really looking great. I'm not gonna
Pearl
lie.
seems fine.
No,
Pearl
it
was
didn't.
Not okay.
Not
But
anymore.
it's further down. Oh no, it's caught up with us.
Yeah, there's some kind of contamination. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's whoever the hell put you in that weird water pod.
Well, this is my worst nightmare.
Well,
Do we
this-
still have
Not exactly
the
dream come
letters
true
that?
for me
I think
either.
we still have the letters actually.
Oh, I think we do.
Blossom.
Yeah, we should show them those.
Yeah, we'll like dig through our stuff and pull out because I think one said like something about the sun. So show them that one.
Sure.
Well, Mr. Axel, do you remember anything that happened before you were put into, eternal,
Water
not so eternal
stasis?
sleep? Yeah, that.
Just like I said, I got beamed on the back of the head and fell asleep for a while, apparently 2 years, and I don't know, that my mother died recently before that.
Were you hanging out with any...
Dragonborn.
Sure, I mean, the adventuring party that I hang out with were Dragonborn. There's...
All of them.
Tabaxis at all?
I knew a few Tabaxis, yes.
Were they tigerish?
No, one was somewhat
This was 2
leopardish,
years
and he
ago?
gestures kind of towards Blossom.
Alright. Which
Yeah,
way
know
were the
anyone
hands?
from the Wandering Dusts, do ya?
Oh, well, yes, I know a few people, but I wouldn't call us acquaintances.
Oh, beans.
Right.
So this last
Right. Blossom
Last
takes a drink from
adventuring
her
party,
flask.
were they? Last adventuring party you met up with, what were their places? That's a slightly stretched question, but just move past it and answer.
Well, I met a few Dragonborn, I met a few humans, a Tabaxi, and a dwarf, I believe. It was the 7 of us, and we went on a couple adventures together. I didn't know them very well, but they were alright, I think.
Wait, this Tabaxi was in the Dusts, though? Was a member?
Yeah, yes.
Do you have
what's
a
their
name?
Started with a B, I want to say. Barney? And he's just kind of thinking to himself now.
Does a leopard with a B name sound familiar for Blossom?
No, not really. I mean, maybe, but
Yeah, like,
nobody that's...
she's just like like going through like her whole family tree that she knows about.
Yeah. No, like, immediate family.
Yeah. Alright, well, I don't think it was anybody I know too closely, at least. Wasn't Da, at least. So there's that.
Oh, you're a member of the Dust. Great. You could show me home and reintroduce me to everyone.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. I mean, you know, might not exactly be the same kind of dust that you remember. New and improved now.
Oh, well, even better. Great.
Yeah. Just curious though, what kind of things do you still like Blossom's voice is like just like no chill anymore. Just kind of, like what you guys like get up to and stuff, you know?
Well,
I'm sure it was like no big deal.
Well, I've had to come to terms with a few things that we did in these past 2 minutes I've been awake again. But, I think the biggest problem... We did steal quite a few things, and honestly, I was perhaps looking inside of myself. Perhaps that's how I was grieving with the loss of my mother at the time, but maybe they weren't the best crew to be running with.
Just,
Yes, we did steal.
Stealing though, right?
Well, yes, and, there's that messy business of stealing, and, sometimes enemies see you and you have to slay them if they are evil and unjust.
Right.
I never
okay.
partook in that part.
Yeah, I know, wouldn't want to be doing things like that. That would be,
Yes,
immoral and a terrible, evil thing to do.
Yes, it would
Alright,
besmirch the good name of Prince Exelion.
Right. Alright, well, if you remember that name, I'd be very interested to know, reconnecting with old family and stuff is my favorite thing!
Beatrice? And he just continues on thinking of B names.
Alright.
Bull and Yang.
Blossom
No,
is
he's kind of a
drinking.
chump.
You take that back.
Alright, a challenge.
Blossom, give me
Boys,
scream
please.
water.
No,
Boys,
no.
boys.
He called Bull and Yang a chump.
Yeah, he
He
did.
doesn't know any better.
Well,
We
you
are in
probably
a
don't know him
tavern.
as well as I do, punk, so you probably don't know what you're talking about.
He's my live bror. I grew up with him.
Alright,
My
well, I
best
met him
friend.
once, and he wasn't super great.
Oh,
is
man, did you
that
see all the
so?
cool stuff King Jax was like just doing in that fight? Bull and Yang.
Alright, that is pretty cool. But nothing that other arch-existences couldn't do better, and especially since I'm a demi-arch-existence, I should know.
Oh yeah, and how are those lakes doing back home?
Alright, bub. That was a low blow, but I respect you for it.
Alright, y'all. Let's just calm down and keep going through this creepy ass mountain path. And now Blossom will just pull out like booze from like her bag and just give one to King Jax and one to the prince if he'll take one.
Yeah, that's
Kane Jax will proudly drink the booze, like looking at Blossom, like, you taught me that. You see what I did there? You taught me that.
I
move."
goaded him.
Blossom looks very proud and will gonna like sleight of hand some nucks to King Jax.
Slight knocks.
Slat nucks.
Sneaky nucks.
Stealth nucks.
If there's any conversations y'all would like to have as you're traversing this area, now would be the time. You're going to be traveling for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and it doesn't seem like there's anybody currently threatening you. If there's any conversations you'd like to have here.
Oof.
Yarmir's
Oh, I
pretty
brought my
focused
cat back,
on
by the way.
what's
got it.
coming up.
Okay.
I guess at some point, actually, since we've been talking about all these arch existences, Blossom will sidle up to King Jax and just be like, "So, how's your magic holding up?
How
I
you
mean-
doing,
I
buddy?
was gonna
you
say, how's your
doing?
man? And I was like,
How's your man? How's Keith?"
Oh well, Keith got some competition now. Look at that man. Good thing Keith and I never put a label on it because Axel's a good-looking fella. So, but the magic seems to be holding up okay. I think Bulin must be really like just focused.
All right. I mean, I guess that's good.
Yeah. Speaking of magic, where'd you learn to do that trick? You said no time. Well, we got some time now. Where'd you learn to do the magic hand trick?
I don't really know quite. I mean, like, I got a fucking idea. And Blossom just sort of hangs her head down and will, like, pull her sleeve up to show King Jax the mark. Because now that she gave him her hat of disguise, she can no longer conceal that the knock marks have merged. She'd been doing that this entire time.
Oh. Well, I'm not one to be judging decisions that you made. I've learned to stop judging others so harshly. Thank you, Bryn, for teaching me that.
I mean, I didn't realize that this was gonna happen, really?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Knock, or as I like to call him now, Larry, makes very
Not recommend that.
he makes very tempting offers, and he might be creepy, but I don't know if necessarily everything he does is bad. Sometimes we do need to get into places and whatnot. And I mean, as you even said, he was the reason we survived being, well, in this place in the first time around.
I mean, that's true. I mean, frankly, I feel like we need all the fucking help we can get right now with, like, everything. I mean, Thunder could be back literally any goddamn minute for all we know, and
This is
those
true.
creepy demon hands back in there. Did you see that? That was not
Weird.
great shit, and I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it's not like you're worshipping the crawling king or Tiamat, so, there's always that.
Nah, I mean, I don't think I need to, like, worship him or anything. He didn't say I had to.
Oh, so this isn't like it's not like a Bulin King Jax deal.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm not Nox Live Roar sister. Whatever.
Well, it's whatever you want it to be,
I
honestly.
think it was more like a business transaction.
Would King Jax be aware of, like, what a warlock is?
Yeah, probably.
The hamsters start running, the wheels start turning. Oh,
Smoke starts pouring out from his ears.
So you made the covenant with Knock.
I don't know about that. I mean, I told him I would check out some, like, box if I ever found it, and he said he'd, do me a favor, and then we shook, and I figured it just meant, like, maybe he'd, like, give me a heads up when Thunder, like, came back or something, because, like, before he was helping us find the family, so. But, then we shook, and, this happened, and
I'm guessing it's no take-backsies, huh?
I didn't ask. He's not really a talkative guy.
No, he's more licky, I think.
I mean, he hasn't licked me.
Good. Oof.
I mean, I'm definitely not complaining about that.
No, I'm not hearing this conversation.
No, I think we've, like, sort of dropped down to, like, the
No,
back.
yeah,
Yeah. King
I
Jax
was about to make some snarky comment that I'm like, wait a second, I'm
King
not
Jax
listening to this.
King Jax
I mean,
for
at this
once
point,
in-
everybody has seen Blossom cast shit, so.
Right.
And King Jax is, for once in his life, not screaming everything.
He
He is respecting Blossom's privacy and decision making here.
Aw, see, we grow.
So, like, Larry might not be. I mean, perhaps he's a bit on the weird side, and he's not the best at socializing. But maybe I'll ask Bulin about him. Maybe he's not that bad of a guy.
I mean, Bulin said he did a favor for him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, beans.
I want to know what the hell it was. I mean, if Bulin will, like, tell ya.
Maybe. I hope he
Best
would.
buddies, right?
Yeah, I hope he'd be honest with me. Well, if Bulin thinks he's alright, then he's alright with me.
I mean, alright enough at least to do an occasional favor for, that's about as much as I ever really expect from anybody.
Hey, look. I'm on the run from the law, so like.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know why that.
Those bingle boppers back in Maywood, they don't
I
know.
don't understand though. I mean, you're not the one who killed his son.
Yeah, well, you know, if we're gonna pin it on anybody, if anyone can beat the system, I got a good attorney back at home.
I don't know. I don't like that. I mean, I just didn't, want you to be getting in trouble. So.
Oh, like getting in trouble ever since I started hanging out with everyone here. It's all I seem to do now. I don't mind.
Yep. Ever since we all started hanging out, lots of trouble.
But hanging out with you and everyone has made me not only better Furball, but also happier Furball. I've been enjoying this, even though sometimes we might, we run into some really sticky situations. I feel like I'm fulfilling a purpose. I'm not just going around preaching on deaf ears anymore. I'm actually doing something to make the realm a better place, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I never really thought I'd be one to join a group like the freaking chapters of brass fucking nerds. But I mean, it is nice to feel like I'm doing something better than, just breaking into houses for whoever can pay the highest and then stealing that shit back.
Exactly.
I mean, what?
And also,
I never did that.
Also, it's like I have a second family here with me. And it's like I got to choose this one, so like I don't have to worry about like grumpy granddad or something like that. I chose this family, and that's the beauty of it.
It is pretty nice. Do you not get along with your family or your clan much, King Jax?
Oh, I do, but they always saw me as kind of like a wayward soul, a bit of a hippie type,
Wayward soul, though. I mean, I feel like you're one of the most, I know what I'm doing people I know.
Well, I was spending an awful lot of time with the elf clan for...
Oh, yeah.
obvious reasons, so,
The shoulders moving.
Very obvious reasons. She's a real cutie.
Yes, and also, the conversion to Bull, getting everyone on board with Bulin wasn't always the easiest thing, so... you get those really conservative furballs who are like, no, we must hold on to the old blood for the blood god type thing. And and so then my family feels like now that I'm away from home and preaching, they think I'm doing some, backpacking across Albion type thing. But then, they think I'm just taking it easy and just doing whatever.
Well, I mean... I don't know if Bulin is still there, able to tell him what you're up to, and hell, my Daw and the Dusts are there now, and if there's one thing we do, it's tell outrageously exaggerated stories about how awesome people we know are, and I'm pretty sure Dad'll try to upsell you a bit.
True.
Not that there's much upselling he's got to do. You've been kicking ass, King Jax.
Well, thank you. And speaking of whooping ass, Adrian looking at a crocodile and...
Holy shit!
There's a reason she's shield, Mom.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if she, looked at me like she was looking at that crocodile, I would have been trying to fucking swim across that lake on my own, damn.
Also, I hate to try to lighten the mood here, but Axel, I think he's hot.
I mean, he's, I guess, pretty good looking for a water type, but I mean,
oh,
I
yes.
don't know.
Oh, I forgot. Not your type, yes.
I mean, I can appreciate it. I mean, still a good looking guy. Just, water. No thanks. Clearly he likes it. It's like his thing. Did you see his weird sword?
Yeah, that is
By the way, should we, I don't know. I know we, told him how everything is, all messed up, but, I don't know. Should we be telling, everything? No, alright.
He needs to have some hope to come home to,
I guess. Alright.
Okay, well, we'll pull through this. Onward and upward.
All right, so as the 5 and 6 of you continue through this tunnel, You reach a bridge that sits over hundreds of feet of valley below you, a tree covered valley. You can only see the tops of the greenery and the shrubs and the trees. Vines are entangled over this gigantic stone bridge. Eventually, the curving stone bridge leads to another shimmering barrier like the one that you used to enter this area. All of your knock marks start like glowing a little bit. Blossom, yours
Ooh.
obviously more than everybody else's. And you feel as if you could pass through this barrier with this gift that Nock has given you. You look down and you kind of steel yourself for what's ahead, and you can hear a bell being repeatedly struck on the other
Ugh.
side. It's soft, but it's there. It gives you hope that it's not broken yet.
Okay.
It's our cue that we need to start hurrying along here.
Yeah. Shit. Alright. I'm sorry, there was a door?
A shimmering barrier like the one that you used to enter this valley.
Alright. Well. Ah, shit, though. Our new friend's not gonna be able to get through, probably.
I am an arch existence. I will make do on my own.
Alright. I don't know, you were the one who was all like Demi before, so I don't know how it
Oh,
works.
Demi Schmemmy. And he puts his hand through. He's like, look.
Alright. And Blossom will just sort of take a breath and, like, fake boldly step through.
Once more into the breach.
Right?
Yeah,
So-
Bryn, like, just making sure it still works.
It works.
Okay, she steps through.
I'm going to pull a Chris on everybody. But we're going to end pretty soon. But I need you all to roll a d6 real
Oh
quick.
god.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
boy.
Oh god. Oh no.
gee.
Oh no, I don't even know what to hope for.
That's a 1.
2?
Hey,
Brace.
why are we rolling d6s?
I don't
Chris?
like
He's not gonna tell us.
Chris,
I'll tell
I'm
you.
scared.
Okay, can you
Swoop.
do it again? I'm sorry. King Jax, you go first.
3.
3. Okay. Yarmir.
3.
Okay. Blossom.
2.
2. Okay, Bryn.
1.
Okay, Adrian.
2.
I did not expect my 3 to be a high roll, but here we are.
It could be the worst thing ever.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm scared.
Alright, so I will describe this for you before those of you who look at the stream are cheating. As you pass through this shimmering barrier, you find yourself in a circular stone chamber divided equally into 3 different parts. A large, glowing bell sits in the center. A woman wrapped in these gross bandages, and she has vines and roses growing through her. She looks out at you as she strikes the bell with her fist. Attached to her fist is a mote of Ecrix, the small glowing stone that you've come ever so accustomed to. But that's not the thing that catches your eye the most. The thing that catches your eye the most is the magnificent sight of one of Agora's 7 bells. The bell, foretold in legends to be massive in size and important, but never has anyone told you or prepared you that the bell is made entirely of the glowing Ecrix stone that you have all known at this point. The bell glows and hums as if your own Ecrix is attached to it somehow. Those of you who have Ecrix currently, or had, you check your pocket and your Ecrix is back with you now.
That's all 5
Whoa.
of us, isn't
Oh
it?
boy.
No, it's only
No, I
3
think
of
it
you.
was just the 3 of us.
Mhm.
I have 1, Blossom has 1, and Yarmir has 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You see this blue glowing woman.
Ecrix gangway out here.
As she strikes the bell, she looks out to all of you, and she says, "And who are you? You wish to stand against history itself." And next session, we will start by rolling some initiative.
Oh,
We
shit.
just
No shit.
play us out with some sick battle music, because this shit's gonna pop off.
I'm so scared.
When I
Oh,
pop.
man.
Is this the boss battle?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I have all my spell slots.
Is
I'm
it the boss
excited.
battle? I just want a boss battle.
I just want to be. No, I can blow out my spell slots and
I
not
just
worry
I
about
want to do a
it.
boss battle.
I need to know I can burn all my spell slots and
I should have
won't.
picked up Blight at the last level up, and I didn't, and I'm disappointed in myself.
Lucy,
That's a good
yo,
one.
it's
She's
so
undead.
good.
Don't worry.
Oh, that's true though.
Oh, okay, then it wouldn't
hey,
matter.
metagaming. Hello.
By the way, I did find my destroy undead thing. It's like CR1 or lower.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
it was one, I
CR3.
said.
So yeah, the
Good
venom
deal.
mummies were 3, so it's all right. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you lovely players enjoyed. I'm really excited to
Always.
get into this boss fight next session, but I suppose we'll plug instead of doing the 2.5-hour boss battle. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Don't necessarily want
It's
to.
good. I'm
go to bed
about
at
to
1
fall
in the
asleep
morning.
at my desk, so.
All right, Patches, you go first since you hate going last.
All right. Yeah. Yes, I do, because I don't have much to plug. My name is Patches. You can find me on Twitter at Patches. That's Patches with 2 H's. I'm also on Twitch, but I don't really stream a whole lot. This is the only D&D related thing I do, but that might change.
Yeah.
I've had an idea kind of brewing in the back of my mind that I'm trying to get a little bit of support going for a one shot or a short campaign. I haven't done any DMing or anything like that before, so this would be a first time run for me. But if people watching this are interested, if you want to send me or send the Discord some character ideas so I could like try and practice writing stuff for them, that would be fantastic. I'd appreciate that a whole lot. You can just dump that in like the Agora Spells discussion or something like that, and I'll get to reading through those. But yeah, and I don't really have any other people I'd like to plug right now. So I will hand it off to the next person, who is
Abby.
Oh, hi there. So tomorrow we are airing our first pre-recorded episode of Table Talkies with Jeffrey from Fish in the Pot. It was a very, very good interview, and I'm very excited to share it with everybody. So be here at 7 p.m. EST tomorrow. I will be in the chat hanging out, and Jeffrey might be there as well if you have extra questions. This coming Tuesday is our next episode of The Excellence, and then the Tuesday after that is Kobolds Ate My Baby. Forgot the name of the game for a second. Yeah, and those are the big things that I'm doing.
Sick. Lucy.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter at Bluebird Draws. I run elsewhere here on the first Tuesday of every month. We had our second game yesterday, and it was so much fun. I have a podcast called Odyssey Exploration and Research. You can find it basically wherever you find your other podcasts. I've been told there were some minor audio issues with episode 3. I'm looking into it. And is that it? That might be it.
All right, Sam.
I'm Cat Steele on Steam Spell.
Nice.
So there we go. That's it.
Sam.
Yeah. Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I am SamWise_GameG here on Twitch. I'm a disability advocate and a streamer. You can see me next Wednesday in Steam Spell, as well as Mondays right back here at Chromatic Chimera in Dead Skies by Nights, which is an Eberron set game. It's a ton of fun. We just had our first episode, so this coming Monday will be a good time to get involved in case you missed us. You can also see me next Monday, the 10th, actually. I will be guesting in a one-shot over on the Scraticus Academy that I'm really excited for. And starting on the 20th, I'm going to be DMing Tales from Thra, a Dark Crystal set 5e D&D game over on Heroes Without Limits. Additionally, Heroes Without Limits is currently casting for our next show. Check us out at H Without Limits on Twitter. We've got casting open until Monday. We are a channel buy-in for disabled, chronically ill, and neurodiverse gamers. So if you are a member of one of those communities and would like to play in a game with us, come and apply. And I think, I think that's all. That's it.
That's it.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, but you probably know me as Mr. Puddins. Now you know my real name. So as you probably know, I DM our other bi-weekly Wednesday game, Steam Spell. That'll be back on the 12th Wednesday here, same time, 7 p.m. EST. And I think the characters are going to be like having just a massive therapy session because they've been through it.
It's been rough.
I've been really I've been mean.
He's
Fun
so
fact.
mean to us.
Fun fact: the Duke's
Sorry.
dragon form was a modified young gold dragon. For those who've been watching, fun fact.
The funnest.
Other than that,
That fact is not fun.
other than that, we're happy to announce that on the last Tuesday of the month, we will be featuring a new show called Unprepared. If you follow Megan Lynn FTW on Twitter, Megan plays in Dead Skies by Night, and she also makes her own GM-less, prep-less games, and that's what Unprepared is going to be focusing on. It's going to be one-shots of GM-less, prep-less games. Definitely worth checking out. Other than that, stick around, join our Discord. We have a lot of fun there, and that's where I post my in-session memes about King Jax wanting to wear a gas mask and stuff like that. So.
All right, thank you. Thanks everybody for joining us. I will keep it short and sweet. I play in Elsewhere and Steam Spell. I'm going to be running the therapy session next week because I am the grandpa-iest, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, come check that out. It's going to be loads of RP, I imagine, and a lot of fun. So hope to see you there. Other than that, use our promo code on Tabletop Loot, Shield Mob, to get 15% off your dice if you need some new click clacks like I do, because you never have enough. So thank you all for joining us. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great night.
Yes. Now let's
We love
go
y'all.
say hi to Zaddy.
Raid!
Yeah,
Great,
best priority
great,
is life.
great.
Good night.